accompany me to glory or doom.
La di da di da 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 da. Bam 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 bam. La la di da di da da. Wow, 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 wow. Freaking ridiculous, man. But what isn't ridiculous is what day is it? Yes, it is that day. And that day is indeed Modding Monday. Oh, right, we will find ourselves back in Modding Monday again. There you go. We'll find ourselves in IntelliJ in just a second. I'll do the IntelliJ intro in a second. You should sing professionally. How about no? Probably not. I would assume not. But, you know, who knows? Who knows? Let's do some money, okay? Just, you know, yes, but also, you know, come on. Let the people come in and then we will do some modding, okay? Also, thank you for the follow, Mushroomer. Thank you so much. And yes, we will be doing modding, okay? Because it is called at the end of the day, it is called Modding Monday, okay? So we will be doing some freaking modding over here. Specifically, I've got some pretty interesting stuff planned. Specifically, things relating to updating to 1.21.233. It's gonna be interesting. Okay, basically, I want to show you why I am a super fan of this update. Okay, that's why it's like a bit of a, you know, that's why it's crazy. Been a YouTube mod tutorial viewer for a while. Thank you for those. Absolutely. I mean, listen. Tutorials are great. I mean, it's pretty good. I have a doubt. For Chisel, you have mentioned a model generated, but for Sword, you're mentioning as models handheld. What is the difference? So, you know, well, I mean, for the Chisel, you could, in theory, also use the handheld model. That's totally fine. Generated is basically when you have the 2D model and it's sort of extruded in a third dimension a little bit, and you hold it in your hand and you hold it flat, right? So it looks like you're holding an item. However, if you have the handheld one, it looks like you're actually holding a three-dimensional object that you're actually gripping in your hand. That's the difference. If I buy your course and can't figure out, do you help me? So there are basically, I would say, like 2.5 avenues in terms of course help. There is a dedicated comment section where both I and other course people help. So yes. And also there's basically the half I say, or maybe 75, 125, whatever. The Discord server, which obviously is probably one of the best places to help. Because while I do help in terms of specifically the things that are inside of the course, if there's anything that steps like way outside of the topics, sometimes I'm I can't do everything. Like literally, that's just like the case. For all items inside of the item generator. No, you don't want the handheld items for all items. That is not correct. No, you would want to use generated for all of the items that you want to appear normally, and anything that is a tool or tool-like, for example, the chisel makes sense for that to be a tool, or the hammer. Those you would want to be handheld. That's, I would say, the sort of distinction that I would draw. In that case, I think that's sensible. Yeah. I think that's kind of a sensible option in that case. Okay, thanks. Yeah, no worries. Got some interesting mod for the next week. Okay, interesting. Merlin Space, thank you for the follow as well. Thank you. And okay, that's gonna be an interesting one. Okay. Breeze Rod is not using handheld. I don't know about that one. I mean, that's more like an item, right? It's not really that. What version of MDK do you recommend for modding? Well, usually you want to take the latest. However, if you want to follow the tutorials and or the courses, stick with 1.21.1. And the reason why, you will know in not too long of a time. Because, yeah, oh my, you will see why why the updates are a bit of a rough one. Like that's crazy. All right. Well, just as I got a message, someone said that their weekend was way more intense and they had a busy weekend. What did you all do on your Easter weekend? Okay, did you have a good time? Did you eat some lovely meals? Did you have some Easter chocolates? The Easter bunny brings some chocolates or some eggs. I don't know if this is a universal. I mean, it's Easter eggs, right? Obviously, the Easter bunny brings Easter eggs, right? How would they not? The Easter bunny. Of course, makes sense. Yeah, I had a pretty freaking interesting weekend. Let's just say it like that. We did visit family in the north of Germany. So that was pretty interesting. Specifically Hamburg. And let me just say, listen, to visit, it's a great place to visit. I'm super happy to visit. I could not live there for the life of it. Like I would. This is not my place. Like I'm like, no. Other big cities, it's like Hamburg and Berlin were both, they are very special. Okay. I think, by the way, the people that live there would agree with me that it's very special. So, yeah. And both of those are a little bit, oof. Like that's that, yeah. I don't know, man. That one was a bit of a. You cut grass this weekend. Well, I mean, so that you can find all the eggs when they're hidden, right? So they're not hidden within the grass. I see. Not nearly as much modding as I would like to see, but it was nice to see family. Well, listen, okay. Come on, man. Like one weekend out of the year, or like the couple ones. Come on, that's pretty good. Could you rate my first mod? Trying to make a it only has 2 blocks, but I want some feedback. You can post it in the community mods channel on the Discord server. If you are on there, or if you aren't, then I shall give you the link for it. It looks kind of like this. This is the link for the Discord server, so you can actually check that out. Kaupenjoe, I have gone insane. Listen, Art, you have been insane even before, but maybe you've gone past the point of insanity. maybe you have. How about a tutorial mix in Minecraft? I mean, it's a suggestion. Fix a few problems on someone's mod for them because they cannot even add blocks properly. I mean, look, you know, we all start at different levels of like what we can do in mods, right? It is what it is. I'm making a mod that. Okay, well, listen. That's your own doing, man. That's your own doing. I have no, you know, that's from the create mod. Oh god. Could you do some config tutorials for 121? You know, that is definitely a bit of a thing that's not that's a bit of a like that I should still do. Yeah, you're right. Complex codecs and what is stream codecs. I believe I have the best explanation genuinely that you find of codecs and stream codecs. I mean, like next to, I think, the NeoForge docs, because they actually explain it very well, is in the custom recipe type tutorial. I believe I explain them there very well, like on point. I think that you should be able to, it's not like complex ones, but usually if you understand the non-complex ones, hopefully the complex ones can then be inferred, let's say. Not like 100%, but somewhat. I did start early, yes, because you always complained about, oh, stream late, when it was like, you know, 1650 or like stream late. And I'm like, no, not today, biatch. I set it to additional colors, so I made 240 color names. That adds it to 256. Now I'm making palettes for blue right now. It feels like you could probably use AI for some of that, but you know, I don't know. That's about 2,000 blocks. That's great. That's phenomenal. Will you be doing tutorials for custom dimensions and structures? I will not. So I have looked at structures and I was about to jump out of my window or pull my hair out because, oh my god, why do they change these things every single freaking time, okay? So that's not a thing. Dimensions? Biomes? My most hated crap ever. Structures or a jigsaw? Sure, but oh my god. Let's see. What else is there? I wanted to ask, is your tech mod idea what you want to make since Resource Slimes was fun? I listen, okay? I would love to continue it as well, but now I'm thinking about waiting for 122 to come out, or if it's 121.6, then I'm going to be very upset, but that's a whole different thing. And then maybe continuing it, but I don't know. We'll see. Will Modding Monday be ongoing or one-off?
Glory or doom?
I want it to be ongoing. Sky King PX, thank you for the follow on Twitch as well. Thank you. I want it to be ongoing. Most likely not every Monday, but most Mondays. That's the goal. The goal is most Mondays. Because at least, like, the thing about it is that if we don't have the tutorials, which probably are gonna, like, except for the updates, there's probably not gonna be a, like, new and improved other things, so we might as well do Modding Mondays. As I understand, the current courses is complete now. I would say they are pretty much complete. If 1.21 wouldn't have been such an asshole, I'm sorry, like it's actually would have been a little bit nicer, but because it was so damn bad, man. Structures are not that hard. You can read someone else's code and try to understand it. The issue isn't that structures is hard, okay? I think you misunderstand. I could implement them, but I don't only have to implement it, I also have to explain it to people in order for them to understand. That usually requires just a little bit more of an understanding than is casual for just implementing it, right? So that's usually where that happens. And because there's so much code that you now also need to add for the structures, it would end up being, all right, so we'll copy over this entire class. Basically, you can just ignore all of this and you can just duplicate this and change this couple of numbers here and then that's fine. And it's like, that's just, I just don't like that at all. I just hate it. I just hate it because there's so much boilerplate code that you need to like implement there. It's so annoying. It's just not nice. I don't know. Modding 121.4 is just dreadful. Some of the changes are just weird. I don't understand why the docs are so weird for it. It's yes. Yes. I mean, it's crazy. What do you say makes a mod liked? I believe there are a couple of key components. This is a Kaupenjoe secret tip for mods. Number 1. So there are a couple of secret ingredients that a mod needs, or it doesn't need, but it is a very good idea to have them. Number 1 is it needs to be visually appealing. That can be the textures. This can be the models. That can be, I mean, a combination of things, cool particle effects, things like that. Good GUI design, things like that really drive that home. Also, it makes the marketing for the mod way easier because you can make a TikTok, you can make a short, you can make a YouTube, like mod showcase, things like that. Super freaking simple. If it's visually appealing, you already got yourself like a winner because people are going to be like, oh, I want to look at that, right? And then they look at that and the first step is already done. They're on your, let's say, CurseForge or Modrinth page. Once you have that, then you need to hook them with 1 or 2 fun and interesting ideas. Be it magic, so you do a cool magic system, or you can do a tech system, or you can do something completely different and add RPG elements, or add like 1 or 2 different things. If you want to like a big mod that like is cool, an adventure mod, right? Add a new cool looking dimension, biome, different mobs, things like that. So I think that is like the biggest freaking thing ever. Visually appealing. There you go. I think that's pretty much it. Good evening, sir. I guess so. Well, I mean, you've guessed sir, right? But evening, I mean, it is kind of evening, I guess, you know. What we'll be doing today, we will be updating the pre-programmed fabric tutorial project from 1.21.1 to 1.21.3. And that basically, I want to illustrate why 121 is so bad. Yeah. What would be amazing is you would build pipes mod in today's stream. Yeah, so pipes is, like I always say, probably never going to happen, as pipes are a nightmare. They are a nightmare. The latest snapshot has more block model related technical changes in rendering. Yeah, could be the case. Kaupenjoe, nice. I get my own color, that's nice. You have a student discount. I don't have a student discount, which, now that you say it, that's an interesting question. Like, that's why I don't have a student discount. I probably should. I mean, you're not wrong. How long do you plan to stream today? Probably like just like a couple of hours. Nothing too crazy. How come not to update to 1.21.5? Well, this is the thing. The reason is because going from 1.21.1 to 1.21.5, I think that would be ridiculous. However, going from 1.21.1 to 0.3 and then to 0.4 and then to 0.5, all of a sudden it gets a little bit more manageable. So that's why. And that's basically also going to be the update videos. We're going to do like individual update videos to 0.3 to 0.4 to 0.5. Yeah. Isn't 0.3 a one-day update? No, 0.2 was a one-day update and 0.3 was the hotfix. 1.21.6 incoming. No, don't. Listen here, YOLO. Yeah. I'm adding a lot of colors in here. Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, it's fair. You're gonna do custom dimensions. Already answered. No, probably not. 120. I don't like 121. I just don't like it at all. Like, it's very bad. It's super bad. 1.22. Right? Are you reading Twitch chat? Only occasionally. I'm bad at reading Twitch chat right now, but I agree. Let me see. There is an error. Oh, there was an error. Yeah, 1.21. Is there? Well, I mean, I literally like pretty much answered that, right? Like, yes, we're gonna do a 1.21.3 update and then a 0.4 update and then a 0.5 update, and then that's gonna be it. And then whether or not it be 1.21.6 or 122, that's going to be the next tutorial series at that point. If it's 122, we'll most likely also do a course. If it's 121.6, we'll just do the tutorial series, and I don't even know. At that point, I just what really the only issue that I have is the fact that there's no planning. Like, I can't even plan, right? I understand. Mojang is not concerned about whether or not Kaupenjoe can plan. I understand that. Only Fabric will have an update video. No, of course not. NeoForge, I already have the NeoForge pre-program thing updated. And Forge, I believe I've done 0.3, and I'm currently in updating it to 0.4. Or I think I might just be at 0.3, but yeah, I don't know. Modding scene is tough. It's honestly rough, man. It's rough. NeoForge 0.4 was like some of the worst thing. First, it was worse, and then it was actually kind of nice because they revamped the entire datagen system. So everything in datagen is completely different now. However, in NeoForge, and I don't know if this is the same for Forge and or Fabric, but they finally made it, or actually in Fabric it was the case already, that you now have access to the to all of the different like vanilla generating things, whatever it's called exactly, block model generators class and the item model generators class, and you can just, it's so much easier. It's actually nice. It's actually pretty nice. It is actually pretty nice. Any tips on making textures and models look good? I mean, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'm not doing it myself. I usually always have people who do my textures. Ask people who know. How easy is it going from 121 to 121.4? Depends on what you've already implemented, how big your mod is. Would you suggest people go back? I wouldn't necessarily go back. You just stick to 1.21.1. I mean, that's fine. The issue really is also all of the meta stuff, right? Like the updates, and then it's just that's really the issue, I think. I believe you missed the hydrate option. Listen, okay? I'm not. It's really hard. It's okay. Listen, you don't want to hear about it. Just continue. Wait a second. I am going crazy. I actually am going crazy. Yeah. Don't even at me. Just give me chat over here. There you go. As a dev, how already pass from 121.3 to 121? I don't even know. I'm going to do Fabric today because Forge is pretty much already done, more or less, and then NeoForge is completely done. Like the update. I haven't recorded the tutorials yet or anything, but yeah. Mr. Storkcraft, thank you for the follow on Twitch as well. Thank you. But yeah. I asked because I've seen a lot of people say 120 is the more popular version. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, maybe, but yeah. We can work on a project that's been going for 4 months. Okay, nice. Damn, okay. Damn. Used to be on your, I got banned when my account got hacked. Are you able to moderate me? Unmoderate me? Yes. We should be able to do that if the account is no longer hacked. We should be able to unban you. That should be doable. Don't ban this, please. It's literally the holy bible of good MC design. Did you post it? Where did you post it? I don't understand. You want to post a link? I don't even know. I don't think links go through. As a dev, how already pass? Which mod loader is better, Fabric or Forge? If you're in 1.20, you can choose any. There's almost no difference. Okay, that's not quite right, but it's fine. You can choose any. If you're in 1.21 and above, I suggest either NeoForge or Fabric. If you're interested in huge mod packs, NeoForge is probably a better option. The Fabric is speaking to the Vanilla Plus crowd in very general terms. But there's always overlap. Love your tutorials, by the way. Really easy to follow, and I have been having a fun messing around with modding. Awesome, man. That's awesome to hear. It's it's pretty good. Pretty nice. They've been going pretty well so far. Although 121 has been a little bit of a dip, let's say, but I think that the reason for it is because it's so damn complicated. Will you cover tools? Because I'm getting problems in tools, so I can follow your live stream. Well, I mean, I have a tools tutorial, so I'll DM you the link. You can check it out. Sure. That's true. 121 definitely takes the spot from 120. Yes, that's true. 120 has the 3-weight split. Yeah, well, I mean, the split is not that bad, though. It's usually not that bad. Like, none of it is, like, too crazy. Oh, Art sent me some stuff. Yeah, I know this guide. The guide has gone through and gone around quite a while, or quite a few times, okay? Like, it's not like that hasn't been, hasn't happened yet. But yeah. Now I get this. Render system called from the wrong thread. Wow. Good luck on that one. I don't know. Where would you call render system? Okay, that's weird. Lurwin, can you look at the unbanned stuff? I don't even know. Okay, can you? Does this work? It's in general chat. If you're still here, I don't even know if you're still here. It is the guide. How are you doing? Well, Yori, how are you doing? Are we gonna get a UI tutorial? Like, in terms of what? I have a GUI tutorial, or as I would like to say, a GUI tutorial. Wouldn't that then be a UI tutorial? Ah, yeah. Okay. Maybe. But like, what type of UI is the question? Like an overlay UI? I don't know about that one. I don't know. But all right. Okay. GUI. It is the GUI. It's the gray GUI. Okay, listen. No more fun. Okay, the fun times are over. Let me double check over here something. Okay, that's great. That's actually just phenomenal. Let me double check something else. That's gonna be okay. And this is prefabric. This is correct. I just need to rebuild everything, so that's always nice to see. So we're just gonna have to let this run. GUI, because G, you use your eyes to see. Maybe tutorial. Stock widgets like a simple position or a grid widget. I don't know if you've already talked about it, but there's somewhere about your opinion on Mojang's mappings. I don't necessarily have a I don't necessarily have an opinion on that. I mean, because in NeoForge and Forge you're using Mojang's mappings anyway, and then only in Fabric you would use Yarn, and I definitely recommend you use Yarn in Fabric, because that's you're gonna get better help if you're, for example, on the Fabric Discord for that. That name's from Yarn. Yes. Let me see. Hey, look at that. It works again. Gradle run client. Let me just quickly run the client over here just to see if it works, and then we can get started. If you think by modding you can get a job in Microsoft. I mean, probably not by pure modding. If you're still good in like other like general programming tasks, probably. But just modding, most likely not. I don't think so. Unless you're like an exceptional modder or something to that effect. Like you make like the next create. Maybe. But even then, I don't know. Can you make a tutorial for Forge 121.20.6? Is that even a freaking version? Yeah, we're not going back. So no, I will not do that. Some classes only exist in later versions. Yeah, but like 120.6. I mean, listen, it's just sort of like that seems like a version that's really weird. I don't know. Remember when we used to use MCP mappings in 1.16? I remember the good old days, yeah. And it's really crazy because those are the good old days at this point. It's so long ago. Oh my. That's not good. Not a single mod. Yeah. You could go from modding to a marketplace. Not really a job at Microsoft, though. I mean, you know, user-generated content. They're more or less doing Microsoft stuff. You're definitely making the money. So, anyway, it works now. So, the first question is, what are we going to do? And the answer to that is very simple. Okay, oh wait, we get an ad break on Twitch. We're going to just wait until that's gone, and then we will go. Started your tutorials on 1.16. Imagine. You started the tutorials before you started your apprenticeship. Just think about that. Ruminate on that for just a second. That's crazy. That's crazy. 1.16 was so good. I don't know. It really isn't that. It's not that crazy. It's like genuinely. It's just. It's not that. The update from 1.16 to 1.17 was just horrible. I just completely don't even remember 1.17. And yeah, ad break. Yeah, it's called Twitch. Maybe you should look it up. 1.16 was the most mid version ever. Yeah. That's something. Are you reading from YouTube? This is accurate, yes. I am indeed multi-streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. And also, this is a very crazy fact. There are like all of the comments are there, right? You can see them in a big old thing right there. So I am reading from that as well. Crazy rage bait. What is rage bait? I'm not raging. I didn't though. Shortly after I started my apprenticeship, I started watching. Damn. Are you gonna be at BlanketCon event? Probably not. I don't even know when that is. BlanketCon 25. It's a modding thing. It's a mod fest. Yeah, I have heard about that. Only a little bit after 25 years. Volcano Island National Park. Damn, looks pretty neat. Opening ceremony on Saturday. Well, I mean, I might look at it. I'll keep it open, honestly. Doesn't look too bad. Interesting. What is Twitch? They ask on YouTube. What is Twitch? Oh, okay, mixed chat. Yeah, and it's a real doozy. Because like it's moved. Look at this. So I could do this, right? So that you can see where everyone's from. But I don't have that. And you know why? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. But Twitch doesn't want people to know that there's mixed chat. There's some rule in there somewhere. I know they don't care. They don't give a frick, okay? But you know, it is what it is. So Kaupen doesn't see these emojis. No, I can't see the emojis. Wait, do they work on the overlay? Oh, they don't work on the overlay. Restream.io. It's just not. Pretty sure the Twitch emotes work though. Let me double check. So if I send the same emotes on Twitch, pretty sure they show up properly, right? Oh, they do. Well, Twitch gets yeah, exactly. Which ones do be working? What does Twitch hate mixed chat? Listen, I don't freaking know. Although at this point it could be the case that their stuff changed already, so I don't even freaking know anymore. But it doesn't matter because now is not the time for this. Now is the time to develop, or rather mod Minecraft. So we have this. Nope, this is the wrong one. This is the right one. Okay, you are way too big, chat. Sorry, I gotta shrink you up a little bit. There you go. Nope. There you go. Nope. Nope. Yes. Nope. There you go. That's okay. Now, okay. Fabric develop, because people always ask, how do you even update a Minecraft mod? Don't make us small. I will make you small, okay? How do you even update this? Okay. And how do you do that is you go here, you go to the latest version, you say, I want to update to 1.21.3. And now you have all of the stuff you need. You also know that this is for 1.10 snapshot. So we'll take the Fabric version, we'll copy this, and of course have my thing over here. I have my branch selected 1.21.3, and there we go. And then we go to the Gradle properties file, and we go to version 1.14, and And there you go. What the hell though are those stream tags, by the way? Listen, okay? We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. It's just the truth, okay? That's all I can tell you. It's just the truth. And then we get the version right here, and we copy this over, and then we go here, and then we go here, and we go in here. And all of a sudden, we have all of this done. We can also check build.gradle file. At the top over here, we can update to 1.10 snapshot, and we can then load Gradle changes. And then we'll see what happens. How do you actually come up with ideas for Minecraft mods that are not just random but generally good? It's like literally how you come up with any idea, and that is just think about it for a very long time and draw inspiration from your favorite TV shows and all of the other sort of media that you might consume. And you can also ask AI to generate a couple of ideas, then tell AI, okay, generate me a unique idea based upon this, and then, you know, just think about it. Listen, Matteo, you might, like, yes, that's literally it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. How do you get ideas? You think about it. That's how you get ideas. You take what already exists and you mold it a little bit, and then you change, you do a little bit of a tweak, and there you go. You AI. Honestly, I don't get anti-AI people, okay? Okay, this is not right. You misunderstand me. I don't get, like, it's so ridiculous. You literally, okay, this is rant. This is rant. No, I'm gonna rant for just a second. This is literally every single time. There's either people who are like, I use AI for every single thing, okay? If I have sex with my partner, I ask AI before because we need to know, okay? Is this the right time? No, it's 18:07 p.m. Then I get to, no, it's like these people are crazy, okay? I use AI for everything. I just vibe code. I've never written another freaking single thing in my entire life. I use AI for everything. Those people, fucking insane, okay? But you know who's also insane? I have never touched AI in my entire life. It's icky, it's ew, it's also fucking insane. Just be oh man, it's actually crazy. I'm actually like mad that people are like, they can never be like, you know, there are some good things and there's some bad things about it. How about that? How about we be a little bit nuanced? But no, excuse me, this is the internet we're talking about. You can't be nuanced on the internet. Ridiculous, bro. Actually crazy. I'm actually like, yes, the middle ground. People hate it. People hate the middle ground. Like, genuinely. It's actually crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yes, there are bad things about it, and there's good things about it. Just use it like any freaking tool. You know what? You can use it with a hammer. You can use a hammer to smash someone over the top of the head. Does that make the hammer bad? No. Incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. Okay. So we're getting an error, and that is that we need to use at least Gradle 8.12. What does that mean? Well, we go to the Gradle over here, properties, and we change it to 8.12 and reload again. Ethics with Kaupenjoe. Listen, okay? I'm just vibing out here, okay? It's just true. I think most people hate generative AI, or at least from what I've seen. Like, I get it. I think really one of the worst things about it is that like the genie is out of the bottle, right? Like, I don't know what else. It's about how many people on the internet are not capable of nuanced thought or just blurt out the one-dimensional nonsense thoughts. I mean, it makes sense. It's the real issue is really that it's easier, right? To just be like, I just go on like one crazy like side of an issue. It's way easier because otherwise you have to evaluate every single thing. Imagine this. Every single time you learn something new, you have to evaluate it. That's a lot of brain power. And it's really, and it sucks. It sucks. It's way easier to just be like, you know what? My favorite person on the internet said that. Podcast guy number 825 said this opinion, so I'm just going to stick with it. That's fine. Right? Not evaluating it. It's easier. It's easier. Listen, it is easier. But man, it's not good. Okay? It's not good. It really isn't. I hate how a lot of people use AI. Yeah, exactly. Listen, absolutely. I'm right there with you. Listen, I have not heard... Listen, when someone said to me, what do you think about vibe coding? I was like, what is that? I had to Google what that meant because I didn't know what that meant. I was like you have a vibe or something? No. You just literally only use freaking AI for it. And I'm like, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it. I don't know. We must fight the rot. It's hard, man. It's hard. How do I create a professional HUD element? I don't get it, to be honest. It's not easy. What is this object? It's true. You know what you can use AI for, like, incredibly well? To explain stuff to you. You do not understand how good of a tool it is at that point. Because what you can do is, you can be like, let's just see. I don't even know what we have as an example. That's where it shines. Because you can say, hey, can you explain this to me like I'm 5? And it will try to do that. That is really good. And it's not always going to be perfectly accurate, but that's not the point. The point is for you to get an understanding. But like making it making you help to understand stuff, absolutely insane. Just ridiculous. AI is an incredible explainer. That's the thing. That's the thing. Genuinely. Don't particularly hate AI, but it's bad at coding and confused me several times. Yeah, it can definitely happen. Absolutely. It probably also depends on like what AI you use, because like that's, you know, that's the thing. But okay, listen. Now we'll see. Okay, now I'm. Okay, so here we are. Okay, after I've gone off the deep end and explained how everyone except people who think critically are stupid. General AI usage is fine. My issue is AI art. I can understand that. It's really hard because I'm like on that specific topic, I'm a little bit of a doomer in the sense that there's really nothing you can do, like anyone can do about it. That's the real thing. That's like the sad thing about it. We can, you know, you could shame people about it. Doesn't matter. You can tell people, oh, this is bad. Doesn't matter. You can say, oh, we have to legislate it. Doesn't matter because China is not going to give a flying frick about any sort of legislation that comes out of the US and the EU, let's say. And any other country is just going to be like, okay, whatever. So that's sadly the thing. That's like sadly the issue. And also at some point, it's probably going to get so good that it's just not even going to be noticeable at that point anymore, which is even a worse scare, like an even more scary thing. Because right now it's only like the boomers on Facebook that are like, look at this cute kitty over here. And they like literally, so my grandpa sends me like, I mean, I guess memes. It's not really memes, but it's like, you know, oh, have a lovely Easter, like pictures like that. And he sends those like every day, right? Usually those were just normal pictures that someone made in Photoshop. No more Photoshop, okay? It is all AI from top to bottom. Every single picture is AI. It's actually crazy. Like, it's actually insane. Let me actually just double check. I just want to see. Okay, that's actually normal. That's AI. That's definitely AI. Okay. Oh, this is apparently from Pinterest. That's great. AI. Then there's an AI video. Oh boy, that's just horrendous, man. Oh, it's horrendous. The issue with AI artists is that it's trained from taking other people's work. In my opinion, it's really lazy. Sure, but I mean, once again, it's sort of like we have to live in the reality that we're living in. It happened. It's done, right? Like the shit is done. Now, I think what is really crazy, right? And this is the thing where I'm like actually even more mad about everything than like before. AI was trained on basically every single thing that exists on the internet, probably including copyrighted actual TV shows and movies, right? So they use it to profit. No issue. A YouTuber uses a 3-second clip. Won't anyone think of the billion-dollar corporation? No! That is where I like actually go insane. It's like, at that point, just get rid of copyright altogether. Just make it a free-for-all. Then do whatever. Anyone can use anything at every time. Let's go. Then do that. Right? Then there's, okay. There you go. Then just get rid of everything. Okay? We can use every single IP. We can do all movies. We can do everything. Then make it a free-for-all. But don't do this like fucking like oligarchic crony capitalism, like actual insane bullshit where you're like, I mean, do the rules really need to apply to AI companies? I mean, we don't need to do that. No, bro. Actually crazy. He's still raging. I'm so mad, bro. I'm so mad. Oh, man. Let's not make it a free-for-all. I'm not saying to make it a free-for-all. I'm saying that choose, like, the issue is it's like, do one of them. It's just not okay. So the big companies get protections from freaking YouTubers. Because just think about that. But the rest, no. Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable. Okay, so I heard you like modding. Woo! Listen, okay. I come across as, I think I just came across way more anti-AI than I actually am, but it's fine. It's okay. Removing copyright for all would probably destroy the entire entertainment industry. I mean, to be fair, it's not like it's not doing that itself already. Don't understand copyright or legal stuff or licensing. Can I have 419,529 Kaupen points right now for no particular reason? No, you cannot. Okay. I wish it were easy. No, of course. May I ask how you do the? Probably not. I mean, I don't think so. I don't understand the question. Oh, there you go. How did you make the Modding Monday text from your thumbnail? I can actually explain that. Oh my gosh. It is something that's pretty cool. And that is called it is a blockbench model. It's a blockbench plugin. Okay. So there's this great thing called blockbench. It is a resource to make 3D models. And there is a plugin for it. If we go to a file plugins, it's called Minecraft Title Generator. And what you can do with it is you can go in here, you can create a new title, and I can say, let's say, Kaupen's cool stream. Okay, I can do that. And then I can say, I want this to be a Minecraft 10. That's fine. And look at this, right? It's going to be cracked. No, let's do a pix. Oh, yeah, I like that one. Okay. And then we do an outline. Yeah, let's freaking go do the outline over here. We can even change the hue and the saturation and the brightness so we can make it like look freaking, I mean, look at that. Come on, that's pretty cool. And then I can say yes, and I can say yes, and all of a sudden I have Kaupen's cool stream. Now there's all sorts of different things that you can do with it. As you can see, as you have seen, there's plenty of different sort of things you can change and all of that. Super freaking cool. Like, it's actually crazy. Yep, and that's how you do that. That's how you do that. Discard all. Please wait, a new version of Blockbench will be installed. Okay, sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes, and yes. That's really neat. It's super freaking cool. Super freaking cool. But now I'm gonna head off to bed. It is I'm in spider time. Ooh, okay. 1:37 a.m. That's okay. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. All right, take care, man, and have a good one. But anyway, we want to update the fabric here, okay? So, how is this going to work? It is going to work as follows. Being ignored harder than last time. Listen, okay? It is not as... You might think... I don't even know. Who am I ignoring? Oh, I'm ignoring you. You're a great communicator. You actually did... That's incredible. I honestly believe that besides a great programmer, you're also a really good communicator, probably an entertainer too, both in real life and here. I just... you've always been like that. So I have a story. When I was like I'm really small, really little, you know what I mean? But like when I was like a kid, and we always had like big birthday parties, right? With all sorts of friends from the family and stuff like that. And when I learned a new joke, I would always present it, right? So I'd take a little chair and I would get on top of the chair and I'd say, you know, bing, 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 bing. I'd say, I have a joke to tell. And then I would tell the joke and people would go crazy. So one of the jokes, I can't, I would have to translate it live from German to English, and I don't even know if that works. But let me think about this for a second. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can. Should I? Chat? Of course I should, right? Of course I should. So the joke goes as this, okay? I could say it in German, but you know, a lot of people would not understand it. Or anyone who doesn't understand German would have to laugh as well. Okay? Then as well. But I can say it in English. I can say it in English, okay? I have the brain power for it. I haven't modded yet, so. What do you mean, Deutsch als ob? Was laberst du? Deutsch als ob. Hörst du nicht den Akzent? Also ehrlich, weißt du was? Wait, can you talk in German? Sag mal, wie viele Deutsche sind denn hier? Sind alle Leute, die mich angucken, Deutsch? Das gibt's doch überhaupt nicht. Ja gut, gerade hatten wir einen Australier, ne? Also so kann das ja nicht sein. It's so incredibly funny to me that people is just like, don't even realize. They don't even realize, yeah, that I'm German. It's like so crazy. Oh, is this possible? There's zero ways. There's zero ways, bro. Oh, that's really funny, man. I can't escape him. Du bist voll gut. Thank you. I thought you were Irish. There's zero ways. Deadly Diamond, there are zero ways, bro. Stop coding, please keep talking. I was into the story. Okay, you're right. So, I was telling the jokes. So I step on that little stool and I'd say, I have a new joke. And they're like, okay, yeah, okay. Okay, and then everyone was quiet, right? Everyone was, and I was like, okay, we're gonna present the joke. And it goes something like this. A magician comes in town and he's on the stage. And he says, listen here, everyone. I have a great magic trick. I can heal people. And the crowd goes, whoa, really? You can do that? Yes. So he comes in and there's a blind person. And the blind person says, can you heal me? And the magician says, yes. Just wait a second. Go and sit back, all right? Another person comes up and there's a person with crutches. And he comes up, he has like a leg that's not doing well, right? And he's like, can you heal my leg? And he's like, yes, just stand back. All right. And then there comes someone with a cleft lip. And he says, can you heal my cleft lip? And he says, yes, just wait a second. Okay. And the magician goes, raises his hands. And he says, please, audience, look at the miracle I'm about to perform. You with the crutches, take your crutches and throw them away and walk a couple steps. And you with a cleft lip, talk some normal words. The guy with the crutches just fell on his ass. That's the joke. I think it's much better in German, but it is what it is. So you are German, that's crazy. That's true. Code switching level, oh, den kenn ich. Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's one. What? It's a European accent. And I have another one, but I have to actually do that in German because it's a poem. It's a poem. I'm gonna do a poem. What's the moral of the story? It's not a story. Well, the moral of the story is that I've always been entertaining people when we had like parties and stuff. That's the thing. But the poem is listen, it's a little bit raunchy, okay? Pastor Rau um Mitternacht zu seiner Frau. Mein liebes, nettes Weib, nun besteige ich deinen Leib. Gott gebe mir zu diesem Werke des Bullen Kraft, des Löwen Stärke und des Kaninchens Emsigkeit. Nun empfange meinen Samenarm. Frau Pastor liegt und spricht, Heinrich, fick und quassel nicht. That one's pretty good, man. That one's hilarious, bro. I really love that one. That one's pretty good. That was pretty good. My grandpa taught me that one. Oh, yeah. I mean, And I got another one, and that's zwei Nackte springen von Baum zu Baum. Plötzlich tritt der König in den Raum. I don't even know. Can I say this? I'm gonna say it. Die Königstochter war errötet. Der König fragt, wer hat ihr den Arsch geflötet? War's Hans mit seinem feuerroten Schwanz? Oder doch Theodor mit seinem großen Ofenrohr? Nein, bitte, König, lasset Gnade walten. Nein, ich werde dir die Eier spalten. Ein kurzer Schnitt, ein langer Schrei. Und da rollt auch schon das halbe Ei. Und die Moral von dem Gedicht? Halbe Eier rollen nicht. There you go. That's it. That's all I have. Yeah, I did not laugh. There you go. That's it. But those two are the ones that are pretty good. Nah. I'll be gone to a bit. Need to get a train, alright? You can say whatever you want. Nobody will understand you. Listen, Alex. I believe a lot of people actually did understand me, which is crazy to think about, but it is true. Only reason I thought you were Irish is because you sound like my dad who's Gaelic. Okay, fair enough. Sounds like a duck. Okay. I did, and it's not that bad. It's just on edge. It's on edge? That's edge? Bro, this shit is like fucking 30 years old, man. A third here will probably understand. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Shiro! Hello, hello. Lost in translation. It's true, man. Some things are just like lost in translation. What? Doesn't compete. And I just told like 2 German jokes and everyone understood because there's like everyone in German. I meant on the edge of not being told on stream. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're gonna be fine. We'll be fine, okay? So I don't know if I can go back to this. No, I can. Okay. Let's sort. So the way that I sort this, we're gonna just get rid of this for the sake of argument, and then enchanted book item. Oh no! Don't tell me this. This is no longer a thing. Oh, this is not good. That's bad. Okay, items. No, I want to go to items. 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 Enchanted book is now a normal item. Damn you! It works via. Oh no! It works via components now. Are you left or right-handed? I am right-handed. I knew you're German by the way that you pronounce mixen in one of your videos. That's fair. Saw the most offensive thing you can think in German while no one can understand it. I think that too many people can understand that. That would just translate it and they'd be like, what did you just say? What? Give a tutorial for dimensions without using presets. I think that's way more complicated. Check out loot stuff. Includes enchanted stuff. Yeah. We might also just not do this for the moment. Because that's a little bit annoying over here. We also, the registry manager doesn't get that anymore, so that is really annoying. So we're just going to make a new item stack of items.gold ore. Deep say gold ore, sure. I've always been kind of an extroverted entertainer. It's like absolutely not the case, which is really funny to me. It's like I am a walking crazy person, okay? I mean, you know that already, but like I'm not actually that extroverted overall. you would guess otherwise with both the suits and other stuff, but yeah, I don't know. But you felt a bit awkward or like, okay, so okay, this is the thing, okay? You always, okay, well, how do I explain this? When I do anything in terms of let's say entertaining, right? Because I have been on like a couple of like with a couple of audiences, right? With the big audience. I think with our high school like graduation, I think we had 700 people and I did some stuff. Before that happens, I am nervous out of my freaking mind, okay? I am going insane, okay? I wanna be anywhere but there. But as soon as I am on stage, and this is usually a thing that a lot of people can relate to when they do this sort of thing, it's gone immediately. Like, it is crazy. This has been the case with any sort of exams that I've had, anything. Before, I go nuts, okay? As soon as I'm sort of in the zone of what I'm wanting to do and have to do, it works. I just work. It just straight in there. Crazy. I think, and I think when it comes to like natural and non-natural, I think you do, you just grow into it, as well as maybe you need like some sort of, but it's all just a matter of repeating a similar thing, right? Because repeated exposure also gets the nerves down, right? So this is sort of like one of those things where I wouldn't say that I'm nervous anymore about streaming, which I was at the beginning, specifically the English videos. Wow, I was like, oh my god, I have to talk English now. That's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Ever plan on teaching Terraria modding? Probably not, man. Listen, okay. I just can't. Okay. What we'll do is we are going to update it so that we basically go through each of the different classes and just see if there are any errors. Oh my, that is a non-static method. Well, shouldn't I be able to just do this then? Yeah. Oh, it needs a reason. No, it needs a server world. Okay, fair enough. Okay, well, fair enough. World.cast server world. There you go. Yep. Awesome. Easy. Share entity done. Growth chamber block. That is that should just be a different name right here. So the class name has changed. On use, it is only on use. How do you type this fast? You press the tab key and it auto-completes stuff. This is an action result success, done and done. Oh, is that? It is actually an overwritable. Okay, fair enough. There, even better. Even better. Just learned like 5 new things from that. See, that's what I'm saying. This is why this is so good to like look at stuff and how this is done. Is this still a thing? This is jump strength. Okay, just the name just changed, so that's fine. Maybe it's a good idea to have like something like this. It's always refreshing to hear some therapeutic advice from you. It's good to know there are still people out there with such an open mind view. Will this be available to watch later? Yes, it is going to be available later. Oops. Oh no. It is available later on the stream tab on the YouTube channel or on Twitch. I think the VOD is also available. So yes, absolutely. And that's awesome, man. That's great. I'm going to leaving a book before I head out. Yeah, awesome. Well, that's great and take care. Yeah, here it changes again. Which version is that? We are now doing 1.21.3. What do you do in general? What do you think in general about the 121 update? As I understand, there's a first-time modding changes a lot of structure. Does it actually become better? There are definitely some things that have gotten better. I think that the entire component system is really good. I think this is a solid addition, and I think it is future-proofing a lot. Like, it is really good. But apart from that, there's a couple of other things that are good, but yeah. Will you continue to 1.21.5? I don't know yet. We'll do one at a time, okay? But yeah, that's basically how I do it, right? I just go through all of the different classes, and then we get to the entity class. I think there's barely anything. Yeah, so the recipe manager has changed. So the reason why I know this is because I have the... I did this for NeoForge already, so obviously the changes are going to be sort of similar, right? And what NeoForge has down here is a primer, which is super freaking useful. This is specifically for NeoForge, but if you're thinking a little bit, then it can also help you with Fabric. And this one actually gets you basically every single code change, including changes for different names. So you can, for example, see, if things change, if certain methods change, every single thing, which is really freaking good. I updated my Fabric mod from 1 to the newest snapshot. All I had to do is change one render pipeline. Okay, that's pretty good. There's going to be a lot less work later compared to 121.1 to 121.5. It's fair. It's a fair assessment. But yeah, basically the recipe manager, we just want to cast the world to a server world. Because if we do that, then the recipe manager returns the correct class again. And then we can continue with this. And that's it. And this should be fine because the get current recipe method in our block entity is called in the craft item method and the has recipe method, and both of those will never be called on this client, so we should be good to cast it there. That's also a very important thing to keep in mind. Pedestal block entity, there are no changes needed. The renderer, what does this one take? So the renderer item takes a model transform mode, and then GUI does not exist. However, it does exist. It probably just changed for some freaking reason. So there you go. And then when you have imports that are like not active anymore, as you can see, then you just do Control, Alt, and O, and then it removes all of the imports that are no longer needed. Implemented inventory should have no errors. Mod block entities will have errors because the builder has now changed. We now no longer have a builder pattern over here, but we just make a new block entity. of type something. Is this correct? Am I crazy? I think this is right. We don't need the build anymore. And then this is not right because it is not a functional interface. Well, position and block state. Maybe I'm wrong. It's not impossible. But luckily, we also have this, which talks about the changes. Block entity it was removed while the fabric block entity type builder is no longer deprecated. So now we have another one. Yeah, okay. So we use that one. Okay, fair enough. So there you go. So the block entity type.builder changes to the fabric block entity type builder. Because of course it does. Because why not? That is great. That's crazy. Okay. Alrighty. Fair enough. Then we have the mod blocks, and here we freaking go. Now you might say, well, Kaupenjoe, this is simply the mod blocks class. There is no error here. So of course we could just skip it. And that is where you're wrong. Because that's not the case. Because there are issues here. And the issues, they are big. Because, as some of you might have already noticed, when you go in and you try to where to start this, we need the IDs. Because what we need to do, and we'll change this in just a second because there's about 1,000 better ways to do it. We have to call the set ID key registry key. Sorry, it's registry key, right? I'm not crazy. It's called set ID in NeoForge. I actually thought that no set ID. No, it's registry, right? Registry key. Okay. Yeah, registry key. Okay, we're good. It's all good, guys. Don't worry. So we have to call the registry key method over here, which needs a registry key dot of registry keys dot block. And then here we need a identifier of the same name that we had, but of course also our tutorial mod.mod ID, and then the name, which is pink_garnet_block. So you can see what I just cannot imagine why they did it like this. You can see we need to take the same name that we've given it here, and it already knows our mod ID, and we need to literally give it the same information again. A great application of the dry principle. Do repeat yourself, I guess, is how they thought about it. But it obviously should be don't repeat yourself because this is ridiculous. But that is what we're given, and that is what we need to do. Luckily, though, we can modify this code just a little bit, and we should be able to do this. Maybe Fabric is already so kind to give us something that we could use here. That could very well be the case as well. Let's see. Registry key. It doesn't seem like, oh, wait a second. Maybe, oh, a registry key? It doesn't look like it. I don't think it adds the registry key to it. Oh, wait, there it is. Nope, register method. Look at this. I can just add an identifier, which is really nice, so we don't even need to do any crazy stuff. Now, we will do some crazy stuff, but not too much. So that is awesome. Okay, so this is basically going to... it does it for us, right? Am I crazy? Is this going to do it for us? No, it's not. It's not. It needs to set the ID for the properties. So it's probably not going to work. So we still need to do crazy stuff. Okay, 1.1.6 exactly. 1.1.3 exactly. Okay, so as you can see, well, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Is this for YouTube vids? Well, yes, but I'm gonna make a separate like tutorial on this still. But yes. All right. So the issue here comes in with the registration, and the registration is obviously the block has some the abstract block settings where we need to call this. So what we need to do is we need to modify this in a pretty clever way, but we're gonna be fine. And all you're gonna be like, what the actual frick? So instead of the block, what we're going to pass in is going to be a function of Java util of type, this is going to be for the abstract block.settings. So we're going to add the settings over here and then add a, I probably have to make this generic because otherwise it's not going to work if I do block. I don't think that's gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work. And then here we can just add the function. Can I don't need to add the function. I can literally just apply this with the settings. And I then also need to add the settings. Let me think about this for a second. I need to add the function. Would it be possible to add like a bus or a train to the game? Of course. Of course. Would be possible. How the frick did I do this? Am I crazy? Have I lost my mind? Yes, I have lost my mind. You want to make new settings? Yes. No. It's properties. Can I not do this? Dot. Oh, wait. Oh, because it doesn't know that what I'm doing here is a function. Because I'm crazy. I just got back. Yeah. Welcome back. We're just losing our minds here. Don't worry. There's literally everything possible in some way using mods. I mean, yeah, but like, you know, it's not like kind of, I guess. It can be. But yeah. I mean, how the frick did I do this? Am I crazy? I've done this previously, okay? I know how this works. It's been a long day, okay? That's my Oh my god, no, this is not the case. This is not the case. It doesn't need a supplier. It doesn't need a supplier. I totally love Java type erasure. I don't know why it doesn't do it, okay? That's what I hate. Is it hard to make a custom dimension? Underground structures, probably not in 121. That's not gonna happen. Okay, it needs settings, right? So first of all, we're probably gonna call this settings. That's the first thing, because why not? And then I'm gonna do settings, and then we're gonna say registry key, and I don't. Do I just have to make new settings here, or I guess create them like this, right? Of course I do. Of course I do. No, I don't. Wait, what? Am I crazy? Okay, wait. No, I do. Oh my god, I'm going crazy. I do have to do this. Yes. Registry key.of. This is, by the way, why I pre-program everything. By the way, just saying. You can always check out vanilla registering. I don't think it's going to work or help me in this instance. But yes. Registry keys.block identifier.of tutorial mod id name. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It is. And now we have that. And then we register the block item with the properly registered here. Yes. And we have to do the same thing right here, but we don't need to do that with all of that, because we just need to do this. And this is going to be of type item, because here we're registering the block item for it with that name. And what we also want to do is we want to use the block prefix translation key for the block items. Otherwise, we will not have proper translations. Now, that should be that. And then here in this, we probably want the block to register is equal to all of this stuff. I don't know if I like that, but we'll just try it, okay? We'll just try this. We should be fine. We're gonna be fine. That's probably gonna work, right? That's probably gonna work. Honestly, make a train mod, but I have no idea how to make tracks or add curves. No, switch from Lua to Java. Okay, that's fair. That's gonna be a bit of a jump, definitely. But I mean, it's doable. It's just gonna take a while, and you'll probably need to learn a bunch of Java. Okay. Now the question is, I've changed the register block method, right? As you can see. And people might ask, well, what happens now? Well, instead of a block, it takes in a function, right? So what we can do is we can say properties, and then we can say boop. So make a function over here. And then we can say, instead of creating them, we can say properties dot, and then just add this. And that is going to, Yeah, there you go. We still need to make a new one, but there you go. That's it. So basically, we are saying, hey, if you give this function properties, then we're going to make those properties with the registry key that we're giving it, and then adding the properties that we have here. Pretty freaking neat. So that is really cool. And that's basically what we're going to do for all of them, right? So we can just go in here and we just say, okay, we're going to do this for this guy and this guy. And then always, we never want to create new ones right here. We always want to use the properties that we have here. Otherwise, it's not going to work properly. Properties. Yeah. And that's fine. Now, the first one we might run into some issues is when we do this for the sapling block. Because, as you can clearly see, the sapling block actually copies this. And I believe if I do this, it's going to complain because the copy is a static method, right? So I would need to do it like this, and that obviously doesn't work. So what I did here before is I literally just took those and I just copied them manually. And then just said properties, and then just did this, and then there you go. Because at that point, I'm like, I'm probably not going to be able to copy them any other way, so we're just going to do that. Because I have so few things, I think this is going to be fine. I don't think that that's going to be an issue. The same thing happens for here. The planks, honestly, don't even need the properties, I'm pretty sure. So we can literally just copy those like that. And then here, we're going to do a similar type thing where it says copy, and then I'm going to be like, no. We need to go to the leaves. Oh my god, there's so many jeebus, man. And then instead of this, we just add those to the properties over here. Sounds. Yeah. Wouldn't this just be like leaf sounds? This would be sound event start leaf. Oh boy. Wait, is sounds not the sound group, right? Yep, block sound groups. Okay. This would be block sound group dot leave. Let's do azalea leaves. Sure. And then we're going to reformat this just a little bit because I don't like every single new line there. That's just a personal preference, though. You could, in theory, leave it however you'd like. Okay, and then, oh boy, and then we have the pillar block, which should be fine. So we're just going to do this. However, yeah, we are copying the stuff from the oak leaves, the logs right here. So in theory, we will need to copy this stuff over as well and use that on the properties. It's not nice, but it is sadly what we need to do here. Obviously, you could also... Is this I cannot believe that. That is actually a public... But it doesn't work. I can't use it. I can't use it because we still have to use the properties. So I can't even use that in theory. Yeah, that's not going to work. Log? Nope. It's probably wood, right? Let me double check. It's wood, right? Base. All about that bass? No treble? Here, we're just going to not have a map color. I'm okay with that, okay? We have to make some amount of adjustments over here. And then here, we're just going to be like, hey, I just want to take my properties over here. And we're just going to be like, hello, properties. And then just do properties. And then we do properties. And then we do another closing parentheses and a properties. And there we go. Now we have the logs done. The berry bush, this is a very important one. The berry bush would just work. Now you might ask, wait a second. Why would it just work? Because we're calling the register block without block item method, which we also need to change because this also calls this. So what we want to do is we want to change this to this, and we want to just take this right here, and then we just want to slap it in here. And then we're just going to take this and we're going to do this. So we're going to change the block to the function. This should now require another closing parentheses. And then this will also register properly with a proper registry key. And then also it will require the new type of thing, which also, of course, copies over the friggin' sweet berry bush, because why wouldn't it? Because that was so simple back then, but now we can't do that. So we're going to do this map color. Whoop, there you go. That should be fine. That's okay. Let's just do something like this. That's okay. Wouldn't it be less to make a registry method and apply to the registry key to the two blocks that copy? Another register method to apply the key to blocks that copy. Maybe you might be right, but I mean, I'm pretty sure we're now done with the blocks that copy. So kind of a moot point at this point. But yes, it could be the case. I'm not saying that this is the perfect way to do it. I'm just saying that this is a way to do it. Yeah, and now we're just going to replace all of the news with properties/new. I could feasibly also do this with a replace, but I'm just gonna basically click on it twice and press Control V, and then we will, however, do the following. We're gonna replace, so we're gonna select it, press Control R, and then change this to properties, and we're gonna replace it one by one because that should all work totally fine. And there we go, and then we're just not going to do it here because there it doesn't work. Yes, and that is going to be the mod blocks class done. And now you can see that we're not even. I mean, I don't even know how far we are in, but it's not good. REI, I believe, should be fine. JI has not updated to 1.21.3, so it doesn't exist. Why a function as an argument? Can't we just accept a top level interface for block or something like this? I mean, why a function? Why not a function? I mean, it made the most sense in my opinion right here, because the issue is we will need to give the whatever type of interface we use over here, we have to give it a new abstract block settings that creates this registry key over here. So I thought that this was probably the easiest way to do it. That's honestly sort of my thinking. I think that this is pretty fine. This is okay. It works pretty well, and it's not too crazy. The data components should all be fine. Data gen, I don't know. Let's see. Loot is fine. Oh, loot has something. Registry lookup doesn't exist. Okay, interesting. Yeah, of course it doesn't exist. Well, registries maybe get wrapper lookup. Registries dot get or throw. Oh, look at that. Nice. Okay, that worked. I have a quick question. I've done modding before, and I want to set up a new project. When I try, Gradle Gen Sources prompts me to use JDK 21 instead of 17, even though my Gradle is set to 21. Okay, you want to double check under file project structure that the project over here is set to SDK 21 and then the language level SDK default. And you also want to go to file settings, build execution deployment, build tools, Gradle, and make sure this is either set to Java home, which is then 21, or to the project SDK. All of those things have to say 21, and then it should usually say, like, use the right one in that case. Goodbye, Captain Crafts. Build Gradle has had also Java 17 listed, if I recall correctly. I believe that is a feature, not a bug. Oh, it might be a bug. I don't know then. I genuinely don't know then. Oh, the register armor. We now need an item because armor item right here. I mean, it does exist, but not really. Armor item doesn't exist anymore. So now we just we just have this, which is pretty nice. That's pretty neat. Okay. All right. So we have a register armor method. What is that? An item identifier with a model. Oh my lord. Oh yeah, we now need all of the individual ones. That's great. That's phenomenal. How hard is it to change blocks in a dimension? I mean, just there's the presets. I have very little information about current dimensions, so I can't say. I found a mods that IntelliJ project. There's also a called auth me that signs you in. Okay, that's pretty nice. That's pretty neat. Model ID. What? I don't even. What the frick does this guy want from me? Model ID. Equipment model. Oh my god, equipment model dot. What the frick, brother? Equipment models dot. Can we just use a vanilla one? Equipment slot. That one. Listen, equipment slot. I got that one. Okay, that's not an issue. And then the other one was a identifier. Identifier of tutorial mod ID. Pink Garnet. Probably the file name. I don't know why this does not work. Because it wants an equipment model and not an identifier. Is this just an identifier? Then why do you call it equipment models? Unbelievable, bro. Builder. At humanoid later. Oh, why would you do this? This is so... This is where you just lose your... Like... I just don't like that. It's just... And then we need to add another identifier to be like, hey, this has changed as well. Super annoying. I just don't even... Like, what the frick, man? Oh, look how vanilla does it. Yeah, I will. This is exactly what I'm going to do right now. Oh, great. Awesome. You get the equipable component from the items. Let's try it. I mean, that almost works, actually. This was just pretty crazy. This is why Mojang takes forever to update. No, it's not that. It's not why. It's not this. Brother, this is like, okay, you know what? We're not gonna have this for just a second. Wait a second. Didn't I already updated this once. Fabric 121.3. It might have been before I had the armor though. Oh, it wasn't. Look at this. I actually have the update for it. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Listen, sometimes you can also copy from yourself. Okay, that fixes that. Oh boy, the recipes. Yes, I believe a different one. That is a wrapper lookup and a recipe exporter. So that's just going to be two different ones here. We also have a oh, no, that's not right. Okay. Oh, it's called get recipe generator. Okay, no longer called generate. Fair enough. And also it returns a recipe generator. All right. Yeah. I also believe I have this updated as well, right? This is with the runner. Yeah, with a new recipe generator right here. Yeah. Where you just return this, and then it works exactly the same way, which is just one more of those just unbelievably crazy things where you're just like, I don't know what the... Oh my god, why the frick would it change its formatting like that? Did you see that? Wait, look at this. Why would it change its formatting like that? I just added the closing curly bracket. What the heck? Actual insanity. Oh, come on. Why is this protected? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why can't I use it? What? Fabric. No, recipe generator. Must now override the get recipe instead of the generate method as exporter. So just make a new recipe generator. Well, turns out I can't. I can't use that because that one is apparently an anonymous class, which doesn't even make any sense because it's an anonymous class within the recipe generator class, which I am not really using. I'm using the recipe provider. There is zero possibility that you need access wideners for this because it's made by Fabric themselves. They wouldn't implement something if you needed that. It makes no sense. You know what it probably is? It's probably not new. It's probably something like create or something. Recipe generator.create. No, it definitely says new, just like it literally says this. Ah, nope. That should also be fine. Am I crazy? Is it just me? It's not just me, right? It's not just me. I'm not crazy. I mean, I'm crazy, but like not in that way. Wait, I updated it myself. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't work. It's not available for me. Implement recipe generator. It's not an interface. It's an abstract class. But why would I need to take the non-fabric one? That's what I don't understand. Oh my god. God damn it, man. Okay, you know, but that still doesn't make any sense. Oh, it does actually make sense. This is an abstract class, right? Okay. It's an anonymous class. You must implement the overridden methods. Thank you. Everyone's like, I don't know what to. It didn't prompt me though. Did it? Wait a second. Okay, it actually did prompt me, but you know what the issue was? Is this whole mess was I didn't even see that I had a method to implement. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm on episode 5 of your latest series. Yeah, well, you now get to see the madness, the method behind the madness, which is yeah, I don't like it. Shaped. I believe that this should be a no. It's called shaped. Create shaped. This is create shapeless, shameless. Create shapeless. There you go. And then no more exporter here. No, apparently there is still an exporter. What do you want from me? Exporter, registry key, or string. I mean, it's another one of those. Why do you need the registry key? Just make the registry key from the identifier, bro. Registry key dot of registry keys dot recipe for the identifier that I already had in there. There you go. Biatch. Like coding is 50% adding things and 50% suffering because something changed. I believe that coding is around about what you've just said, yeah. Listen, coding in general and like programming, it's actually kind of fun. But I'm gonna be real. Modding at this point, it's gotten like it's been getting on my nerves. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's actually crazy because the amount of changes are so bad sometimes. Where I'm just like, really, bro? Really? Do we really need to do this? And it says like, yeah, we do need to do this. And that's just horrendous, right? I just don't like that at all. But you can't do anything about that. My Gradle gen sources and version CMD says it's 1.17. Well, what you can do is you can also change your Java home variable, and that sometimes might also work. Generic movement speed, probably just called movement speed. Wait, how do you replace all? So you select something and then press Control R. That throws up the replace menu, and then whatever is on the top and can then be replaced with this. A slimy effect now takes in a server world as its first parameter. Server world. There you go. And then we just pass in the world over here in the super call. And there you go. Some things you just remember. I feel like I don't want to code for fun, but I also want to try to, but it can sometimes be annoying. Well, that's very helpful. There are a lot of very helpful things. Enchantments. I think we have to disable the enchantment. I think I am not going to be able to do that because there's some weirdness with the enchantment, but we'll see. Renderer! And we get my favorite part. Okay. Right. So, you guys may or may not have seen this before, okay? But when we have a renderer, right? For example, the Mantis renderer, okay? A mob renderer used to be extends mob renderer of type Mantis entity of type Mantis model of type Mantis entity. That is no longer the case. Because now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the mob renderer of type Mantis entity of type Mantis entity render state of type Mantis entity model of type Mantis render state. Just because, why not? And the worst part about it is that render states are completely fucking useless. They are so, hopefully they're going to do something else with them, but it's so bad. Like, it makes zero freaking sense to me why they implemented this. It's so bad. Mantis render state. Because you might say, well, probably the render state method, it's probably going to contain some very useful and important information that we will all need in order to continue to, well, actually render our custom entity, right? Like that is what would make sense, right? It is what would make sense if it made sense. But no, it's going to have a public final animation state. This is going to be for the idle animation state. This is, by the way, just so that you are aware, this does not replace the idle animation state within the, where is the freaking thing? The Mantis entity over here that we have right here. No. It's not going to replace that. It is an additional one because why not? And we also have a public Mantis variant, which is going to be the variant. And that's the entire class. Because, yeah, that of course makes sense, right? Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's the render state. Okay, awesome. How did they code first coding program without a coding program? So what they did previously is they had a huge machine, okay? And what happened was they used this ancient piece of technology called paper, okay? And what they would do is they would punch holes into paper, okay? And it would look something like this, okay? They had, oh, can you see? Okay, so they had holes in paper, okay? And you would put a stack in them, like literally just like a stack of like this big, and they would put it in a machine, and it would read that. And that's how they coded in the past. And yeah, pretty crazy. This is true, all true, by the way. I'm not even kidding. Like that's actually literally how they coded before, like how they programmed. Yeah, and then at some point, someone was smart enough to be like, hey, you know what we can do? We can do this. And they were like, yo, that's crazy. And then someone made assembly, and from there, it just got crazier. Okay, so we have the render state, which is just, like I said, it's just an awful thing. I just don't even... Here to support. Let's go. How torturous do you think that idea would be? Which idea? Oh, if you did a live stream where you ported a mod you made on 1.7. Like 2 old versions? No. No, we're not doing old versions, okay? I'm already losing my mind plenty, okay? I don't think we need old versions now. Let me do the renderer first. So the renderer, no, that's not right. Let's do the model first, because I think that that's the easiest. So we no longer have the single port entity model. However, luckily, I have a great thing that we can look at, and that is the camel model. And that one, the camel entity model, takes the entity model of camel entity renderer state. That's also how I figured this out. So we're going to extend from that, and we're going to extend from the mantis render state. Awesome. We're going to implement implement the entity model. We now need to call this super and pass in the root instead of calling the get root method. Makes more sense in my opinion anyway. The render method is no longer needed, and the set angles method now takes in the render state and nothing else, by the way, just so that it's like crazy stuff. But yeah, and this is the render state over here. And then that one does some other stuff. So this is actually where I do need to use the camel model over here. So we do these 2 methods over here. Nope. Yes. There you go. With the render state. And then we don't even have those 2, but we actually don't need them, I'm pretty sure. Unless we do. That's a bummer. Why don't I need them for NeoForge? See, these are the things that I sometimes don't understand. It can't all be that different. Oh, I actually do need them. Wait. Oh, of course. Of course. I know why this is the case. Because we have not implemented the render state, of course. No. Right here. This is, of course, extending from the render state. Living entity render state. There you go. And all of a sudden, all is well in the world. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, I guess not. No. It will be fine. It will be fine. There you go. Look at that. And we don't even need to pass in the render state because we don't need it. Because it doesn't contain any useful information. Then animating the movement once again. The camel is here to help us. And this.animate, this.animate walking. So we're just going to take these 2, boop, and we're just going to put them in here, boop, and this is going to be the mantis animations dot walk, anim mantis walk, and then this is going to be the render state, absolutely, and we'll do this one, and we'll do this one, and we'll do this one, yeah, but that's not the right one because I don't want the sitting one, I want the one for idle. I guess we can literally just like, change it up. I guess we can just do render state.idle animation, and then here we would have the mantis animations.idle with the H and the speed multiplier, and that's it. And that is the model done. Alt, Control, and O to get rid of the different imports. And the model is done. And we can then use this to our advantage to change this one, which now changes to mob entity renderer of type mantis model of type mantis render state of type mantis model of type mantis render state. No, mantis entity. Wait, am I crazy? Yes, because we just need to implement the get texture method, which now no longer has a mantis entity, but the state. Now you might say, well, wait a second, how do I get my variant? Well, luckily, what we've done is we've made it so that the variant is accessible in the render state. Look at this. Look at this. There you go. The variant is accessible. Isn't that useful? Yeah. Now you might also ask, well, wait a second. How do I even get the stuff to the render state, right? Because obviously the variant and the idle animation state over here, they have to be set somehow. This is true. This actually also happens in the renderer. Because now, instead of the render method, which I don't even know if there's a replacement for yet, or I haven't found anything, we not only create the render state by simply making a new mantis render state right here, but we also have to call the extract. This is not called the same thing, of course. It is actually called the update render state method. Yeah, this one exactly. Woo! Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So we call the super over here. And what we do is we just say living entity render state dot idle animation state dot copy from, and we then say entity dot or living entity, I guess. Nope, living entity, like the actual living. Yes, exactly this one, idle animation state, and then we also do living entity render state this time dot variant is equal to the living entity dot get variant, and all of a sudden we have now transferred the knowledge from the entity, right? That we have, where we all took this from before, to the render state, which of course makes total fucking sense. And it doesn't. It doesn't at all. I hate it. I hate it so much. But there you go. That's the render state. And as you can clearly see, I'm already losing my mind because I've already lost it. In the actual mantis entity itself, this is just max health. Yeah, absolutely. This is exactly what I wanted. Movement speed, and attack damage. And we also need to add the tempt range because otherwise it's not going to work. We believe in you. I also believe in myself. So we're going to be able to do this. This also requires a spawn reason now. So this is going to be a spawn reason of breeding in this case. Are you planning on exploring dimensions? Probably not. Probably not. I'm just going to remove the boss bar stuff because no. Because I don't like that at all. I hate adding configs to my mod. Yeah, fair enough. Barely know any Java coding. I still enjoy watching your tutorials. That's awesome, man. Mantis entity done. Mantis renderer done. Mantis model done. There is some other stuff over here. The magic model and the magic renderer, the projectile. I've never used those. So we can just delete them. They're not part of the tutorials. So it should be fine. I've never used them. So yeah, we're basically good. The renderer here is the same way. However, here we can do a living render state. We can just use the generic one, I guess. That's going to be fine. The render state means that you could render an entity without having an entity. You know what? Yeah, that honestly, you're absolutely right. That completely that makes a lot of sense. I didn't even think about that, but yeah, you're right. True. That's extremely, yeah. That could very well be useful. How long have you been programming for? Jesus. I don't even know. Like 12 years or something. So that's you know, quite a bit, I guess. Yes, wait a second. This is because this needs an share entity. There you go. There you go. That's what you want to see. Yeah, about 12 years or something. Properly started doing that in university. And this one is probably just going to be the entity render state or something. The Tomahawk is also not going to work 100%, sadly. Which is a Damn shame, but it is what it is. Okay, so that's done. What programming language do you know? Java, C#. I know... I know... What else? What else do I know? C++, I mean, I guess, but like, I don't like it. A bit of C, Python, what else? Python, Lua, I can do Lua, even though that's more scripting than programming, but you know, it's similar enough. JavaScript, of course. I don't like it, but I could. Is coding a good job? I mean, it's pretty nice, but you know. Hello. How coding is going. I'm gonna do some more tutorials on Java. Like specifically Java, I don't know. I mean, there's a point in maybe saying, oh, maybe we do want to update the Java tutorials again. But man, I don't know. At some point I don't know if I necessarily want to. This is going to be the entity render state. And then here we need to implement the method right here. Boop. And just return a new one of those. And the render method looks different. What are you doing right now? I am updating the pre-programmed project for the Fabric tutorials from 1.21.1 to 1.21.3 to demonstrate how absolutely preposterous these new updates have been. I have been working on this, I would say, for 40 minutes. I think that's roundabout accurate, right? And we've gone through these classes over here, and we still have these classes to go through. Is YouTube your main job? It is indeed. Yes. So another thing in the render method, I no longer have access to the entity. So I would have to make a custom one again to get the is grounded and things like that. So we're just going to dispense with it for the time being. I've not found a solution for this yet. Would it be possible to make an entity you can place blocks on? Yes, that would be... I mean, it depends on what you mean by place blocks on. You would be able to make an entity model, and you could right-click the entity itself with a block, and the block could appear on that model, right, as part of the model. It is similar to what I have in the course. By the way, the course is linked in the description below, the modding courses for specifically 1.21.1. So I have, and this is one of the things that is actually shown in the course. So we have the war turtle, which is really freaking cool, by the way, and that can actually have different things appear and disappear. So you can see that it has 3 chests over here, and depending on what you have, it can have no chests, it can have all chests, or just tier 1, 2, and 3. And you can also give it a let's actually get rid of the frickin' Christmas hat right here. It can also have armor, and it can have different armors right here, right? So it's basically possible to have all of those. And you can even give it a different color over here, and then it will get a little blankie over here as well. And that's all doable via the via a custom GUI that we basically add to this particular entity. That is a way that you could do it in theory. Actually place them down, and they sort of yeah, I don't even know. The war turtle is very cool. I agree with you, Moon. It is extremely freaking cool. The chair entity needs a damage method. I could place a camper van and allow you to place a crafting table. I don't the way that you could possibly do crafting table, smoker, and bed, I'm unsure, is in a way that you could you would have to make a custom arrangement for that. So basically in the inside of the GUI of the entity, you would have to then open the GUI of the crafting table. I don't know if this is going to be easily done. That's the only thing. Do I need to know vector calculus by heart to start not just modding? I mean, it's a good idea to know a bit of it. Like, it's really useful, man. It's like really useful. You don't need it by heart necessarily, but yeah. How do I make mods for 1.8? I have no fucking idea. Sorry. I have no idea. And that's not as way too old stuff. I'm sorry. Removal reason. Wait, isn't that a removal reason? Kill? Oh, server world. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, yeah, that makes. Are you good at math? If yes, you would skill even for people who struggle with it. Can they get far in this career? So it highly depends on what you want to do, right? If, let's say, you're like, I 100% want to go into game development. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, it is indispensable that you know like a bunch of things about vector calculus, a little bit of matrix things, and probably some more advanced, let's say, mathematical topics. Like, say, beyond just, multiplication, division, and things like that. If you are just interested in coding in general, and you don't want to go into game dev or AI, then, and let's just like normal programming for like a company, and you just design something either in-house or, then normal mathematics will be fine. That's what I would say. If you want to study it, you need mathematics. If you want to learn it in a different way, then that's fine. I'm about to start your tutorials on Minecraft modding. Hope you have a wonderful stream. Well, thank you, and that is awesome. Let's freaking go. That is cool. Okay. Are there some really good mods still only on 1.16 and 1.21? Okay, I can tell you why they're only on 1.16. When 1.17 came out, it broke everything. It broke a lot of things. And the issue is that a lot of people then said, I am not going to update because that's going to be ridiculous. And yeah, that's one of the things. So, yeah, world that casts server world also is not client. There you go. Also, this is, by the way, one of the reasons why some of your mods don't update very fast. Like I said, and this is not a big mod, by the way. This is not a big mod at all. And still, we're going insane, right? I'm going insane. Is grounded no longer works? The way that it now works is that it has a thing. It's a thing. Is ground? Oh no, projectile entity grounded is now works with Okay, you know what? Just do a false. We're not. It doesn't matter anyway. Doesn't matter anyway. Damage now needs the server world as well. Oh my. Okay. That's weird. That is not the same thing that I remember from the other things, but okay. Optifine should be open source on GitHub so it can update faster. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that necessarily would make it faster, but sure. The chisel item has nothing. The data tablet, I don't even know if we use the data tablet, but it doesn't matter. It is the use method, which has an action result right here. Can you make a on-fire tomahawk? I could possibly, sure. Newer versions uses fabric, older versions uses forge. I guess forge is more complicated. No, it's not. I think in terms of the code at this point, specifically for the updating stuff, it's a wash. Would it be cool if we could have an API which automatically updates? It kind of is. Like there's kind of something like that, or there was previously, but like not really, because it's not you can't really do that. Because there's too many specific things, right? Because then you basically need to like put in every single thing that could change. I don't think it's gonna be. It works. Okay, so this changed from a registry entry of armor material literally just back to a armor material, which is really annoying actually. But yeah, that's fine. Why do some mods need others to run? Sometimes there are mods that give you a good groundwork to work on. So for example, an easier way to create a portal to a nether port, right? So there's something called the custom portal API, which allows you to really easily make a portal instead of writing like 17 different classes. So you use that instead, And that's why, so that sometimes happens. Do you read books? I do read books. I highly recommend the book, The Courage to be Disliked by Fumitake Koga and Ishiro Kishimi. Super good. That one was pretty good. I didn't agree with it entirely, but it was pretty nice. It was pretty good. And this is going to be the equipment type, I believe. And then armor item takes in an armor material. Oh yeah, of course. It takes in an armor material. There you go. Alrighty. And then here, the same thing goes. We replace the registry entry of armor material with an armor material. Basically for all of them. What's the difference between downloading those things you say in your tutorials and downloading that one IntelliJ plugin? Not that much. I just never used the IntelliJ plugin. I'm gonna be real. I just never really used it. That's literally all. How long did it take to learn all you know? I mean, the secret is that it's gonna take a lifetime to learn whatever, like, to learn everything you need in order to live. That's just the reality, which is a really good thing because that means that you always have something to do in theory, right? Because you can always learn more. I think that's the best way to approach it, right? Just be like, hey, I'm just interested in this. Let's freaking go. And then there you go. Mod armor material. Nope, that's not the right one. That's a freaking cool. I also really love books, really into psychology. Robert Greene, I Think It's Slow from Daniel Kahneman. Yes. Dale Carnegie. Daniel Carnegie? Is this full name Daniel? Dale Carnegie. I only know Dale Carnegie, maybe. But that one was the Dale Carnegie, absolutely amazing. How to Win Friends and Influence People. That was probably the first sort of like self-improvement book that I've read. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. So good. That was genuinely amazing. I believe this should work. Yes. I believe this should work. Listen, it's not copying if I copy from my own repository, okay? Hello. Any more books you could recommend? Yes, I can actually. This might be a little bit too philosophical slash sort of new agey for you. It might not be. But I absolutely like things from James Allen. English author. Not the person who makes the engagement rings, by the way, but the author. So James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I really like his books. There's some like major things in there that I just really like. Definitely can recommend that. Let me actually go on to my Goodreads profile. Because I actually have a bunch of stuff on there too. Let's see. I haven't updated this in a long time, so this is definitely outdated. Let's see. This is best rating. Yeah, let's actually go via the best rating. Okay, maybe not. This is also all of the books that I want to read. I have like a list of like one to read, so that's why there's a bunch of things in there. The Stranger's Secret. I mean, normal stuff. The War of Art. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, huge one. Then we have He Who Thinks He Can. Orson Swett Martin. It's quite a long one, but it's actually really pretty nice as well. What else do we have? Art of Loving. Nothing here. As a Man Thinketh, like I said, from James Allen. Amazing. Then we got. I also did really enjoy the Long Walk to Freedom, Nelson Mandela autobiography. It was really nice. It was really interesting. Then probably my favorite book of all time, All Quiet on the Western Front, Erich Maria Remarque. This one is like unbelievable. Like that one actually transported me to World War I. Insane. Like actually insane. Like to a degree that is just, I didn't even know that was possible. Like that was like genuinely just insane. The Netflix movie was also pretty good, but the actual one, wow. Death of the Salesman. I also really enjoyed this one. Arthur Miller. This is actually a play, but I really do enjoy that one. The Alchemist, another one of my favorites. Awesome. And then we get into stuff that's not too, where nothing's like sticks out. Meditations, Marcus Aurelius, huge. Definitely. I only give it 4 stars. At this point, I would probably give it 5. Bro, how do you earn money? Just asking. Yeah, I earn money by doing YouTube and stuff. So that's, yeah, there you go. Nah. What do you mean, nah? How do you make a client? Look, I don't know. Do we have anything else? I don't think so. There's so less views, that's not possible. I really love this. But yes, I was sick. Okay. Yeah, those are sort of the Iron Willows, okay. Those were some of the things that I can definitely recommend in terms of the books. Some of the cool ones. And I have plenty of more, but I'm not really in a headspace to think of this. Thanks for the recommendations. You're very welcome. There's so much which is not possible. Well, you can see, I mean, I don't want to like open every part of the business, but like, let's just say that I am offering a paid course for modding, Minecraft modding, and that definitely then works out to be enough, let's say. But you are correct, Gopher. If the course wouldn't exist and people wouldn't be interested in the course, then I think that the free tutorials also wouldn't quite be possible in the way that they are right now. So you have sort of hit the nail on the head. Here, I'ma be real. I'ma just copy mod arm material. It's pretty simple, okay? Boop. There you go. Yeah, amazing books. Thanks for the recommendations, for sure. We'll put James Allen on the list. Heard them name many times. Okay, that's awesome, man. It's just from on accident removed the message. That's really funny. That's kind of funny, though. Oh, sorry. I read that before, the question about the math concepts. Haven't answered it. There's too many things going on, okay? Curl gradient and stuff. Not particularly. Not particularly. I mean, it's like it depends on, like I said, like what you do. One of the things is though that when you, let's say, study like study computer science, one thing that is pretty useful there is that you probably will go back. So it's going to be easier to go back and relearn it. And figure out what book would you recommend for my girlfriend who loves to read psychology, things like 5 love languages and similar. She's basically interested in understanding human behavior. Well, you probably already, I mean, you already mentioned it, but there's the Robert Greene, Laws of Human Nature, right? I'm pretty sure you already, pretty sure that's already a thing. Are you originally a software dev? Well, I mean, I studied computer science, and then sort of, I don't know, just was like, I just sort of slid into this. It's pretty crazy. Took me 3 hours to think of the calculator. No, Gopher, that's not true. Just because it took you, first of all, just because it took you 3 hours to think of or how it works, that doesn't mean you're stupid. It actually means, holy crap, think about this, okay? It actually means you're super smart. Why? You might say, what? It took you 3 hours. Yeah. What about the guy that took 5 hours? Even that's not bad. You know why? Because next time he's going to do it, or next time that person's going to do it, or you're going to do it, you're going to know what to do. Let's go. Something new. Something that also been thinking of a gift to her. Okay. You want to get her something new in terms of the book. Okay, listen, guys, this is serious right now. We need to think of a book, okay? Please add a space before the colon in the for each loop. Oh, you're right. I actually didn't notice it. I actually like this better as well. Okay. What do we have? Books. Let me think about this. Did I read anything recently? I did listen to some audiobooks online. Let me see. What did I listen to? Usually stuff that I've already listened. So the Courage to Be Disliked is a huge one that I've like. That's the one that I really like. That really stuck out previously. That I really enjoyed. Rick, man. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't think I have anything right now. If I think of something, I'll tell you. But wait a second. This is actually the perfect time because now everyone is attentive and everyone's like, wait a second, Kaupenjoe, what is going to happen over here? What did you do? Do you like listening to music? Do you do things? I do things. Did he just say doo-doo? Maybe. He said that. Okay, listen, now we're getting a little bit crazy, okay? Now it's getting a little bit ridiculous. No, but for real though, the announcement is more or less official. And it's already out. And the announcement is as follows. This week on Sunday, it's time to celebrate my Into Birthday stream. Okay, so basically the reason why it's Into Birthday is because my birthday is on the 28th, not the 27th, but we will be streaming into the birthday. Okay, so take this down. April 27th, 6 p.m. CEST. I will probably also stream on YouTube, so it's going to be Twitch and YouTube, but I just, put the stuff in here. And then, once that is the case, then it's going to be, then you can ask, how old are you, 30? And I can't be offended because I actually will be 30, but only on the 28th, okay? Not on the 27th. That's going to be happening there, and we'll have like all sorts of, no, my birthday's on the 28th. It's on the 28th. That's why it's an Into Birthday stream, okay? So we're streaming into the birthday. We'll have like, I don't even know, we'll probably do maybe some coding, maybe some gaming, maybe some other stuff, Mine's on the 27th. Nice. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. I mean, listen, it's still like neighbors, I guess. 29, I guess 28. Bro, an unk. I love this. It's so good. It's so good. I absolutely adore this, man. This is really funny. But yes, then it is official. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But yeah, that's a big one, and there's probably gonna be an everyone on the Discord server because you know what, frick you guys, why not? But yeah, it's open end. I first did want to go for the 30-hour stream, but let's not do that. Okay, let's not do that. It's gonna be fun either way though. Yeah, that's a big one. So mark that on the calendars. The actual thing is also already live on YouTube, so you can get a reminder of that as well. But there you go. Yes. Can I code a game engine in Java? I mean, yeah, of course. Of course, that's possible. It's possible. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's possible. But that's just me. I mean. Okay, mining tool. Yes, takes in floats over here. We're gonna finish this, okay? We're gonna now get this stuff done. Boop, and attack speed. And that's fixed it. Running away on Modrinth. Yes, I can. If you have, by the way, if you have Minecraft mods that you have made, or you and your team, let's say, you can join my Discord server, link just posted, and go to the community mods channel. And it's a little bit further down in the Minecraft corner in the community mods channel, and you can post your mod there. And then it also has a possibility of being added / mentioned in the community showcases. So that's also pretty cool. Yeah. Listen, okay, I have not watched the Minecraft movie. I have mentioned this before, but the reason why I haven't watched it is because it's not going to, it's not in English anywhere near me. There was one singular thing. But yeah, going to lurk now, cooking, getting dinner by chat. And all right, Moon, have a lovely dinner. Talk to you later. Okay, that's going to be fine. The item here is just going to be an action result. Easy enough. Have you ever tried web development? So, one of the, what oof exactly when I ask a question? I don't really like it. Okay. The, web development, I did that for my first, more or less, for my first, student job. And, it was rough, man. It was rough. I don't like it. But that also had to do with the fact that I was using basically I was using JavaScript to do things that were not supposed to happen on this because I was using SharePoint. So if you've ever worked with SharePoint, then you know what I mean. So SharePoint as in Microsoft SharePoint, but I don't mean the new SharePoint, which all looks nice and new. No, I mean the one from like 2005 or something like that. And I had to do basically web dev stuff on that system. And I was able to do quite a few impressive things, right? Specifically for, let's say, people who don't quite know anything about web development and stuff like that. I was doing things they were like, whoa, this page is crazy. And I was like, yeah, it's pretty good, right? And it's like, but man, everyone has done web dev at some point in their life. So true. Actually, yes, actually true. That is, what does that even mean? It means that anyone who's done any sort of coding has made like an HTML, JavaScript sort of thing. As an infection, you can infect modded mobs. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I understand. You don't need to spam it. That's okay. Anyway, that is the armor mod materials. Okay, I was looking at the food item. Yeah. Do you consider HTML, CSS programming? JavaScript is definitely programming. HTML and CSS, it's not really. Like, let's be honest, I understand. It's not really, but I don't know. It's one of those things where I kind of don't care what you call it. It's like, it's programming adjacent at the very least. At the very least, I think it's programming adjacent. So I don't know. I think that I kind of don't care about the distinction. But that's just me. I know that people have very big opinions on this. I just don't really in this instance. Okay, so here we need to actually do pretty much the same thing. We need to do the same thing with a function over here. However, this time with a item settings, item.settings, and this time with an item. Are kind of like scripting more than programming IMO. No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's related, and it's like it's different but related. However, I will also say that let's say Lua, it's also a scripting language, but really though, it's kind of like that's kind of programming though, right? Like I don't know. Can you remove the set of unnecessary parentheses in the I love how you're so, you know, when was the last time I showed this? It's so long ago. Which ones? These ones, this one, and this one. This one. Are you happy now? Unbelievable. It's so long ago that I showed the mod armor item class. It's actually crazy. And you were just seething there in the corner. You're just like, remove it. Remove it. Otherwise I cannot sleep. I'm just going to add them back before I... in the tutorials, I'm not going to remove them. And I'm going to do a shout out to you. I'm kidding. I would never do such a thing, okay? I'm a nice tutorial person. I'm a nice Kaupenjoe, okay? I would never do such a thing. Tutorial mod.mod.id. Passing in the name. Absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. Now the register item works, and now what we can do is, oh yes, append tooltip now has a different signature, if I recall correctly. Oh, are you wearing a suit? I absolutely love that. That just came up now. Yes, I am. Yes, this is a Mario suit. Because that's how I roll. My man, that's how I roll. Yeah. Okay, why does that not work? No one knows. Pend tooltip. There it is. Okay. Ayo, fit check. I agree. It is very fitting. And it is also very suiting. Yeah. Okay, this is not quite what I had in mind, but that is fine. That is okay. You just do this. I could have also literally just copied one line. It's fine. We're gonna be okay. Okay, don't even worry. Am I crazy? Oh yeah, I know why. Because we're still having issues. So what we can do is we can do a settings and then do this and then a new item. Nope, other way around. There you go. And then a new item. And then here we just pass in the settings. Kind of like this. That's gonna be good. At least you're not wearing shorts under the suit. I feel cold out. Oh yeah, and then here we can actually replace it with item ::new, which is pretty nice. That's true, because we don't give it any different like item settings. The joke was well suited. You should make an add-on for the create mod. I could. Settings. And then here. And then this. Okay. So that's pretty good. The food, by the way, quite important. It has changed. We just sort of brushed over this a second ago, but the food has changed. The cauliflower, that works. However, we now also want to add mod food components .cauliflower effect, because the effects over here is now a consumable component basically added to the food as well. I actually kind of like this. I don't necessarily like exactly how they implemented it, but I like the idea of it, because this is going to give you way bigger ways of basically doing things when food is eaten. That's the whole idea. Yes, and that's going to be fine. And then here we're just going to continue with this, and then that's going to be the settings, and it's going to say, hey, don't you want to turn this into a method reference? Yes. And then here the same thing goes. We're going to do the settings. Or no, no, that's not right. This is not the right one. We want to do it like right here. And then we're going to go, and we no longer have the create attribute modifiers, but the actual modifiers now just go into the sort item itself. Super strange, the fact that they went about this like 18 different ways, but okay. And then this is not settings, but this is settings. There you go. How do you learn Minecraft modding? I learned, well, so when you have a certain amount of Java knowledge, then a lot of things open up to you, which is going to be number one, other mods, GitHub repositories. Super freaking useful to take a look at and learn. Also, vanilla code is way more understandable. That is why I hammer in basically and keep mentioning you have to go and do this freaking like Java. Get Java knowledge, get Java knowledge, get Java knowledge. That's why I keep saying it. And yeah, that's the reason, because it makes it way easier. And then the way I sorted is I had the Java knowledge, and then I watched some tutorials, and I said, okay, how do I add an item? And I just went and I followed the tutorial, and the item was added. And I was like, yo, that's pretty cool. And then that was fine. And then I was like, hey, you know what? That's pretty nice. And then I just modified some stuff, and there you go. That's sort of the idea. And then from there, at some point, you just sort of bootstrap up. You're just like, you know what? Now I know how to do stuff. And then you just take it one day at a time. You know, you don't want to like make a new create mod every single day or like your first day, but you just, you just continue, and then you'll see. Equipment type helmet. Helmet.helmet. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, that's going to be helmet.helmet. And then the same thing goes here. Oh boy. This is no longer needed, I'm pretty sure. I think this is just done with the settings again. Right? Armor item. I think this is done with the material now. Bro, why did they change so many different things, bro? It's just crazy. Let's actually just do the settings here on all of them, just so that we have this done. Smithing template has changed. Animal armor. It's really fun because we're basically going to change, like, like we changed things like the animal armor and the armor, and then next version or the version after that, the entire armor stuff and all of the axe or like sword items and things like that, they won't exist anymore at that point, which is just really freaking great. All right, this is the animal. Okay, equestrian is the type, animal armor type. Okay, fair enough. And then this is going to be the settings actually, and this is going to be the settings which we're going to replace for all of them. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, animal armor takes in a type in a setting and no longer a false over here, so we just get rid of this and we say max count is uno. And then here we have these, which is going to just take in max damage, and this is going to take max count. And then this actually takes in a registry key, if I recall correctly. No, it only takes in the settings. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, wait. Okay. I guess that works too. Okay. That's a little bit of a weird one. But I mean, okay, sure. It works. My Gradle is broken again. And that happens too often, sadly, man. That happens too often. Back from dinner, and we're still not done updating. Because that is what an update process is, okay? This is why your mod developers, like your favorite mod developers, get annoyed when you ask, when is the update coming out? The irony of animal armor types is that they're suggesting that there should be more than one. True! Actually true. Animal armor type .k9. You know what how the K9 sounds like? Woof. 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 Pretty crazy, right? I know. Bet you haven't heard that before. Settings dot use prefix block prefix. No, because it's an alias block item. So it's going to use the other one. So that should be fine. Okay. But what does the fox say? Frick, man. I haven't thought about that. You foiled my plan. I don't know. Ring ding ding, da ding da ding. Ding ding da ding, da ding da ding. Wa pa 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 pow. Pa 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 pow. Remember when that was like the hottest shit? That's so long ago. Gotta study for my vector calculus exam tomorrow. Haven't quite finished starting yet. You haven't finished starting yet? I understand that, okay. All right, man, take care, and, you know, good luck on your exam tomorrow. It's still hot. No, it does not. Let's see, when did it come out? No, but like, when did it actually come out? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's actually 12 years old. Fuck. It's actually way too old. Oh, I didn't need that. I didn't need to know that. Oh, boy. I made a different approach, but maybe because I'm still a beginner speaking about Java. Sure, I mean, that's fine. Not a bad thing. Necessarily. Tool material is now... Oh, it's an interface. Yeah, it's a record. Wait, it is a record. So we just make a new one, right? Am I crazy? Doesn't that make it way easier though? Tool material pink garnet equal to a new pink tool material. And we don't need any of this crap. Why would that happen? Oh, because it's an enum. As long as it works, fair enough. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would tend to agree. I would say. What's the last one? Repair items is now a tag. You are correct. That means that you take a mod tags.item. Hello, excuse me? Why did it not write? Mod tags.items.ink repairable. Awesome. You're doing a lot of work and knowledge and 21.4 major revamp. Oh, no. Listen. Foejon. I know. Hello. I know, because I have already done this whole mess for NeoForge, okay? I have 1.3 and 0.4 and 0.5. They're all done, and I have all of them made, and I know how absolutely amazing everything is. Yeah, I know. I've also already lost my mind on that once or twice. So that's pretty nice. Cool material. Why is it complaining? Oh, because because it has to be static. It would help if it was static. And all of a sudden, everything works again. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And now we have done this, and we can go to the mixin. Yeah, sure, of course. Oh no! Okay, this one just changed its location. I'm pretty sure it's just the location of this is different. No, get model manager, please, please, please tell me I just need to do this. Oh no, this is not good. Someone has this updated. Wasn't there a 0.6? Listen, okay. There might be a 0.6. There might not be. Okay. Jury's still out on this, okay? As you can see, it says an official name has not been given. Please update if the name is confirmed by a reliable source. The hope is that the summer drop is not 121, but 122. If it actually does turn out to be 121.6, yeah. I don't know. But I'm not going to be happy. Of inventory variant is a model identifier. Now it just knows a normal identifier. That I can accommodate. Nice. Will there be a tutorial on multi-blocks like doors or beds? Honestly, good question. That's not what we define usually as a multi-block. However, I know what you mean. A good question. I don't know. Definitely more doable than the usual multi-block thing that people want. So maybe. Oh no, the model loader doesn't exist anymore. 7410. You still here? 7410. 7410. What do I need to do? Oh no, that's the issue with Mixin, man. The issue with Mixin is that it's not good. Okay, well, we're gonna take a look at that in a second. Particles should all work. Potions, I think just a name. Nope, not even a name. That's nice. Recipes. Didn't change too much. They just have two new methods that we need to implement, which is the ingredient placement and the recipe book. And luckily, I believe these are super simple to solve. I don't only believe that, I know it. I know it to be true. This is just going to be a placement of input placement dot single slot input item. Easy. And then the recipe book is just going to be recipe book category dot categories, of course. Categories dot misc, crafting misc. Disallow empty is now just codec. Good change. That's fine. And then these two methods we don't need anymore. And then these ones need to extend, I believe, from the recipe of type growth chamber recipe input. Yeah, we just basically need to extend from this, and there you go. Okay, that's not quite what I wanted to change to, but that's okay. They make it better for the recipe book. I don't even know. I've not even looked at the recipe book for this, okay? I just made it work. I mean, more or less, I guess. Size. Instead of calling it get size, it is now just called size. Good change, because then recipe input is more like a list or something, so it's not that bad. Mod recipes. Also change, right? No, no change. No change. Oh, the screen. Well, it turns out we don't need this anymore. So you can just get rid of it. In the draw texture, we now have a first parameter, which is a function, as you can see, which needs render layer get GUI textured. Yeah. So this is going to be a render layer get GUI textured. And then it also needs the size of the image, now always 256 by 256. Where did you learn Java language? I learned it in I learned it in university. But there's so many different avenues to learn it via like YouTube at this point. It's actually crazy. We don't need this. And then the same thing here, render layer get GUI'd, and then here it's 256 by 256 because that's the size of the actual texture. Screen handler needs nothing. It is 121.3, yes sir, and then that's fine. Sounds should be nothing. Trim, I believe that just changed its location, if I recall correctly, and it did. Nice, nice. No more errors. Trim patterns also changed its location. Import, import, easy enough. Do you need advanced or basic knowledge? For Minecraft modding, I would at least say like moderate, intermediate knowledge in order to do things. Otherwise, you will be very lost because there's a lot of stuff that just is very specific for modding. Yeah. The reason for it is because the videos that I want to do is update from 1.21.1 to 1.21.3, and then from 0.3 to 0.4, and from 0.4 to 0.5. That's why. Domix, thank you for the follow on Twitch as well. Thank you. That's why, because going immediate to 1.1.5 would be crazy in my opinion, because there are so many different changes. That's why I wanted to do it. There should be no change in any of the world gen, by the way, which is absolutely goated. Not even the tree has changed. Look at that. Isn't that nice? And if not, then we'll see this. Here we can delete this because we don't no longer have it. Here we have everything except for the fuel, but I'm pretty sure the fuel registry is literally just... yes. Fuel registry. Let me actually double check. I had this here as well. This now works via the fuel registry event. Okay, that's it. That's what we're gonna do. Once again, just copy over the stuff that I've already done. As someone who went straight to 1.5, yes, it is a pain in the butt cheeks. Yep, exactly. And that's why I want to do it with steps, because you might say, oh, Kaupenjoe, look at this. We are basically done, right? I mean, this mix, okay, whatever. We can just get rid of this. Let's just say, for the sake of arguing, oh, am I using this in another one? Whatever, doesn't matter. We'll be fine. Regardless of that, you might be like, you know what? That's awesome. Absolutely amazing. We're done. No, we're not. No, we're not. Because in theory, we also would need to change all of the stuff over here for the assets. Because right here, stuff changed for specifically the models, and that's the equipment. Right, so now the equipment works with this, so the layers for the armor work a little bit different. We're just gonna jump over this step for just a second, because I just want this to work, okay? Mix is not the best thing. Yeah, they can basically help you inject source code into Minecraft. So basically, you can change Minecraft source code. This is, yeah, that's fair, because that's not going to be a thing. And then here, you actually need the... you need a registry key. Yeah. I mean, could be a private one, I guess. Private static final registry key of type entity type of type mantis entity. I believe that's going to be the mantis underscore key equal to registry key dot of. No, registry key dot of registries dot, nope, registry key actually, registry keys dot entity type. Tutorial mod.modid, nope, identifier. A new identifier, nope, an identifier.of, tutorial mod.modid, mantis. Doesn't work. Why? Oh, do I need to do this? No. Why? Of type question mark. Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, there you go. Boop, 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 boop. This is then the tomahawk key, and this is going to be the chair key. And then we do this. And then we do this. And then we do this. And what do I need to do still? Change the name. Very good. Observant. Tomahawk. Mantis. Pair. Pair underscore entity. Create a helper method in your main mod for the identifiers. It's needed so many times. You're probably right. You're probably right. Register mod entities. Oh, the shit. This is never called. Why the frick does that even work then? Oh. Well, listen, sometimes these things work in mysterious ways. Hello, Kaupenjoe, what are you coding? I am making the 1.21.3 update for the Fabric tutorial series, which will come out at some point in the near future. This is the Spectre staff that I don't even use, but we're going to be fine. I'm going to remove this, and we're going to do a action result of success and success, and there you go. And I believe that's fine, and there we have it. Except for this, which now actually, oh, okay. The result. Okay, output. Okay, that's a weird error. The cooldown apparently now works via the item stack instead of the item, which is quite interesting. I mean, I guess that's gonna get output or just output as well. Yeah, it is. Okay, sure. Change for some reason. And oh, what item? Oh, that was the mix. Oh, okay. Yeah. She Daniel. Oh no, it's an REI error. Oh yeah, of course I have to update REI. That's kind of funny. That's okay. Yeah, that does make sense. REI 16077. Dependencies. 1.21 fabric. Roughly enough items. 17,803. Where am I? There I am. 17,803. Reload Gradle. Probably will also do architecture because that also needs to be done. Where's my Gradle? Stop. 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 Architecture. Which is going to be 1404. And then we also need cloth config, which is 17,144. All right, there you go. And that is 17. And then I literally told him to stop. Thank you. Reload Gradle changes. Awesome. You didn't comment out the mix and class correctly. Of course I did. Look at this. Where is it? See? It's all fine. Just a class that's completely empty. At least for the PC. You can make fields for the items and etc final. Sure, you could. You can. I'm making a plugin for a manhunt and I want to give compass from another plugin. Do you know how to do that? I do not know how to do that because if it's a plugin, then I would assume that it's server based. So like Bucket or Spigot or something. And I don't know. I have no stuff there. Yeah. I thought you hit the last one. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. All right. And now we're just vibing out here. Seeing if anything happens. And when anything happens, I mean, if this goes through properly, okay? It might. It might very well do that. Oh, man, that's going to take a moment. Let him cook, okay? Let him cook. There you go. Downloading assets. That's what we want to see. Yes. Hey, build successful. Let's go. There we go. And now... hopefully it works. Oh god, maybe something changed. Please don't change things. Of course they change things. Of course. I mean, why not? You know. This is why sometimes I just don't like having compatibility with other mods in your mod. Because they change so many different things. Luckily nothing changed here. Of course this changed. Filter with reason. I just don't like why. It's just like register filler. Display this is like I just hate that. A question mark of display edition reasons. Bro, why do I have to give you a reason why to add my display? Blech. That is so annoying. It's so annoying. It's just like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Why do they do this? Listen, I've never worked on I never worked on an API, okay? There's probably good reasons to change stuff like this. But like, why? I just don't understand it. A bypredicate of a display reason bypredicate. It doesn't even include the stuff that I need. Register display generator. Is it this? No. What do I need? What do I need? Display registry common. Oh, I mean, look at this insanity. I just don't even know. Wait, how does it extend from? Oh, because they're interfaces. Sorry. Why does it not say implement then? Am I crazy? Wouldn't you have to say implements? Okay. Which one is it? I mean, let me double check one more time, and then we're gonna be red. Oh, add. Is it just add? Add with reason. Bro, I'm gonna give you a reason, but you're not gonna like it. Display visibility. No one knows. No one knows. Okay, whatever. Frick you. Just frick off. It's not gonna work then. It's like REI right now is not gonna work. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm gonna complain about this. It's recipe filler now. Registry.recipe filler. Begin recipe filler? But like that's not it, right? It was just like an actual. Bro, are you actually serious? So you like it's like a builder class. Why would you not call it a builder then? Fill with a functional ID, filter type, serializer. Filter type, filter with reason, filter class. Bro, I just can't. I actually can't. Like, I'm noticing it. It's just like, I'm just getting angry at this shit. Because because I understand. Listen, I have never made an API. I don't know what the fuck goes into it, right? It might be the case that this is a very good change. To me, as the user right now, I'm like, why the fuck did you change it? That's my opinion. Right? That's the issue that I have. So now you need a display serializer as well. Because of course you do. Not gonna lie, it's fully understandable. Okay, that's fine. Listen, that's okay. Listen, if you understand it, congratulations. That's great. Right now, after having gone through every other class for the last 2 hours, trying to update it to 121.3, stumbling onto the last little bit, that is what makes me angry. But if it's so easily understandable, I am sure that Archie will come with a full explanation in about a minute or so, all written down on how it works. No, you understood me oppositely to what I meant. Okay, so what you mean is that you wanted to end your comment with /s, as in sarcasm. Fair enough. Okay. Then it's okay. No, the crash out was understandable. I see. Oh, okay. Okay. I have now understood you too. Sorry, that was see, this is what happens. This is what the new updates do. They destroy people. They make people angry. And then they lash out at chat. And chat is like, no, I meant it differently. I didn't mean to say it like this. Should be different REI plugin class. I don't just remember. Listen, I'm going to keep it at null, and then he's going to be like, oh, you can't leave it at null, even though I'm not using this class. Oh, yeah, unique claw. Excuse me? Replace cloth mint. Any version that is compatible with 1.17. Requires 121.4 minus or later. What? Fabric 1.21.3 cloth config. Why would you give me the wrong version? I just do not understand. 0.4? What happens if we do 0.4? It is same. It is same. Of course, it is same. Why would it not? Why would it change? It makes no sense. It is not cloth config. Okay, that's literally not what I wanted to do. Like, I mean, at that point, you knew that what I wanted to do, bro. Unbelievable. Like, it's just, okay, you know, then maybe that wasn't me. Sure. Maybe it wasn't me. Okay, it's possible. Anyway, this one. Me, she, Daniel. Roughly enough items, fabric. Oh, 16 does exist. Wait, it's not even roughly enough items. I wanted to go to cloth, config. What's config fabric? 16. Yeah, sure. This is hopefully this is gonna work. Just need to re-download the crap. Isn't that nice? Isn't this nice? I get mad at stuff that changes for no damn reason. Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just, this is the reason why sometimes I'm just like really happy that there are some amount of breaks between like major Minecraft versions, because otherwise my blood pressure could not handle it. Oh man, that is so ridiculous, man. Come on, please, just send it. Just send it, bro. Just work. Why? What do you want from me? Why does it she Daniel again? I'm just gonna remove REI at this point. Like, it's just like what do you want from me? You know, this is another error that I have. Fair enough. Okay, this is one of my own doing. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Right? That's not like, I'm okay with owning that one. Right? Tutorial mix. This is part of Shattered Forge. The nonsense changes that go undocumented and reasoning dumber. A special. Yeah, well, I made some amazing food. Well, did you also take out the trash? No, but that's okay. Nice. Hello. I'm gonna be super mad if it works now. Okay. Mix and transform. Item renderer failed. Okay, just get rid of the other one as well. Gone and gone. There you go. Alright, there you go. Also, wish me luck in GLSL, so I finally learned the material game. Ooh. I'm not good enough yet. Well, listen, one step at a time. I actually am gonna cry. It was all the mixing. The mixin messed with the mixin messed with the mixin of the mixin messed with the mixin of REI probably, and that why it didn't work. But REI still is not gonna work. I'm pretty sure. If I were to, oh, I don't even have the growth chamber. Wait a second. Set block. Tutorial mod growth chamber. Yeah, doesn't work. U doesn't work. Recipe. Wait a second. Which one is it? Pink garnet. Yeah, it's not there. Okay. Fair enough. Anyway, growth chamber. Raw pink garnet. Is the stream going to be a video after? No, I'm gonna actually make a. This changes. Well, yeah. No, I'm gonna make a proper video. Because this is. Listen, you don't want me to see me just sink into despair. Just like this. It's just not. It's not okay. It's not good. So now we're gonna make a proper video. So yesn't. Got a missing texture. Yeah. And Sumi. No. This is fine. I'm pretty sure the missing texture is actually not due to the update, but it was there all along. I just fixed it in the actual tutorial itself. I learn when someone makes mistakes. Yeah. I get that. But like, I don't know. Maybe this is like, maybe this is a little bit more value than I originally thought. Do you like Windows 11? I don't even know. Wait a second. Excuse me. Do you like Windows 11? I actually do. I'm one of the very few people who like Windows 11. And I can actually tell you the reason why. And you will laugh, but I'm telling you. Okay? This is a game changer. Tabs. You don't understand. Huge. Tabs in the Explorer is insane. My workflow has, like, my productivity gone through the roof with that. actually crazy. Like, literally the one feature that I can now no longer do without. I also never use them, and now I use them for every single thing, and oh my god. Is it, I mean, just unbelievably good. Yeah. Okay. So, overall, it works. Right, that's basically the level that I wanted to get it to. And now it might be understandable why 1.21 has been such a horror show, because oh my god, this took like 2 hours to just update, maybe 1.5, but you know what I mean, to like update a tutorial series, very basic GUI tutorial. Well, I have GUI tutorials on like GUIs for block entities right now. I don't think there's going to be anything else like sort of deepened or anything like that. But yeah. That's the idea as of right now. The only continued tutorials for 1.21 will just be updates. So we're going to do an update from 0.1 to 0.3, then do an update from 0.3 to 0.4, then do an update from 0.4 to 0.5, and then once 121.6/122, we don't know which one it's going to be. Once that comes out in summer, in June, that's going to be a new series, regardless if it's 121.6 or 122. However, if it is 1.22, then we will also have a new course. However, most likely, listen, I'm not 100% sure on it yet, but most likely I'm going to drop Forge. Listen, I don't know yet 100%, but it's really not doing that well. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's really hard. The one thing about it is it's really hard for me to justify because it's like a third more work, basically. And it is just not as interesting anymore. No, not my Forge. Well, we have NeoForge instead. I don't know. For the go desktop show-offs. I'm not gonna show my desktop, okay? There's too many files on there that you're not allowed to see. NeoForge replaced Forge since 1.21.1. Kind of, yeah. It kind of is true. That's why I just don't think that it makes sense. Check your DM. Oh god, now it's gonna be... Okay. I'm up for it. Oh, you want me to show off your desktop? Make new users so they cannot see. True. How long have you been modding? Since 1.6, like properly since 1.16, I would say. But start a little bit earlier. But, you know, not with any like major thing. I'm behind on the stream now. I'm trying to catch up, but I'm making so many clips. Oh god. Listen, okay, I'm going to turn all of them into shorts, and we're going to push those out, and people are going to be like, yo, those are really funny shorts. Do the ones where I'm crashing out, okay? Or I'm just going insane. Yes, but I was hoping yours as well. Because everyone tastes is different. That's true. That is very true. Have you tried Legacy Fabric? I have not. I've not gone back in like to older versions at all. I'm never really like a thing that I was too interested in, let's say. But yeah, it is very cool. But yeah, that's sort of the plan right now. Because it's not oh, I didn't think of making it final, to be honest. That's all. We make tutorials on Minecraft plugins. If no, then why? Never really learned about them too much. I mean, right now I'm the modding guy, basically, right? I could do plugins, you know, could like look into it, see how it works, but I don't know. I'm looking at all sorts of different things that I would like to do, but I don't know. How much better is NeoForge compared to Forge? Well, at this point, if you're starting in anything that is 1.21 and above, I highly recommend NeoForge. And how much better it is? Well, trying to tell the story, I'm trying to tell it like as unbiased as possible, but the general idea is that the major team that was working on Forge felt restricted in what they could do by the owner of Forge, and they basically planned an exodus. However, somehow that got leaked or something, so they did an exodus like quite abruptly, which looked like a coup. And they basically all went to NeoForge, and yeah, they then basically took everything that they wanted to do for so long and started implementing that in NeoForge. And yeah, it was an entertaining stream, my guy. Thanks. Well, thank you so much for joining, and have a great rest of your day. Yeah, you absolutely did make the right choice with NeoForge. Yeah. Right now, basically, the hard stuff is is either NeoForge or Fabric, in my opinion. That doesn't mean that Forge couldn't come back, but I don't know. It's a rough one, okay? And I will show you. Wait, I'll show you this one last thing as to why. Now, listen. This is not an indication of everything, obviously, right? It's not what we'd say. It doesn't show everything, but it does show a little bit. And what I mean is this, okay? These are the change logs for MicroForge, right? And you can see this is for X, and the 54 would be for 54 is for 121.4, and then this is for 121.5. So there have been, as you can see, 1.21.5 versions, right? For NeoForge, there were 52 versions for 1.21.5 in the same time frame. If we go back to 0.4, there were 134, because there's also 0.0. For this one, there were 4 and then 38, so 42, 43, 44. So 44 different versions for 1.21.4 versus 133. For 0.3, there were 74 versions on NeoForge and 26, or, whatever. Fine. For 0.2, 0.2 really doesn't count because that's a hotfix, so that's one version here and like a bunch of versions here. So you could even say, oh, this is actually 1.21. I'm not even getting, okay. They didn't even do a 0.2. So, yeah. Just by the amount, and once again, this doesn't mean everything, okay? The amount of updates does not mean everything. Yes. But it is a little bit of an indication, right? There is a little bit of an indication. And, Forge has no goodwill, and NeoForge is just in flux, in my opinion. Yeah, it could be. It could be. But, yeah, that's sort of what I'm looking at. Also has Craftmine. NeoForge needs some better jet cooling. An indication that it's more unstable. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't necessarily mean something good, but it does mean that it is heavily worked on, right? And that can be a good thing. Well, the thing about it is that, though, given the fact that all the mods, for example, all the mods 10 is on NeoForge, that's quite huge, right? Something like that. Like a huge mod pack like that, basically switching to NeoForge. I don't know. I think that was already sort of one of the death blows. Also, I don't know if anyone saw this. Wait a second. I'm actually going to dig this up. Wait a second. That was on the good old Twitters. By our favorite, and our favorite is, oh boy, Nick Young is our favorite. Pretty sure he did that, and that was, let me see, there you go, that's what I wanted to show. Yeah, this one's pretty wild. So, here's an aggregate data for all my mods 1.21. Forge users compromised a 0.46% of all downloads, while NeoForge skyrocketed to 82%. Yeah. It's basically gonna be done. Like, I just think that's, basically it. The fact that it went, like so drastically. Now, the reason why this happened also, by the way, is because all of the, a lot of the different big mod packs all switched to NeoForge. So obviously that's where most of the stuff comes from. But that's pretty crazy, though. So I don't. Oh boy, it's gonna be a rough one, man. It's gonna be a rough one. I really think so. I really do think so. What website would you recommend for Fabric beginners other than the Fabric documentation? I don't think there is another website. I mean, there's the wiki, right? There's the Fabric wiki. That's pretty much the only other website that exists, I think. You forgot the pattern variables exist. I really love how, like, do you even hear me? 4710? Can you even hear me? Hello? Hello? How do you make good textures? I don't make good textures. I have other people make me good textures. That's literally the truth, by the way. I have an artist and a couple of other people who've helped me do textures. Discord server for Fabric. Oh, this is true. There are Discord servers. This is true. Because there are modder support channels. Very true. There are also Discord servers where help can help. Yeah. One of my mods is very close to reaching 1 million downloads. So I wanted to say thank you for your lessons. I couldn't have reached this far without your work. That is 1 million. That is awesome. Let's freaking go, baby. Okay, that's awesome. Well, you're very welcome. That's awesome, man. As a beginner in modding, what you recommend? If you're looking for programming in or modding in 1.21 and above, NeoForge or Fabric. Either one is fine. Fabric is probably just a little bit easier for beginners, but there's a lot of overlap one way or the other. I believe those numbers are still crazy in flux. Yeah. Lushy Buddies mod. Ooh. Oh, look at that. This is just a, like, you want to see exactly those, like, this is a great setup for like a CurseForge page and stuff. See, this is what I mean, okay? I just want to, there's a, we talked about, like, oh, what makes a good mod visuals, appealing visuals. Look at this, okay? You've already won. Like, what else do you need? You need no explanations after this. You know what I mean? Like, just to, first of all, the entire setup here is great, right? This whole thing is great, set up in an awesome way. It looks visually appealing. You go to the gallery, you're like, yo, that's crazy. Look at this. It looks great, right? The models look great. Everything here is nice. It's visually appealing. If I made a showcase for this, I could make a short, I could make a TikTok, right? That could feasibly blow up. I could be like, yo, look at these cute plushies in Minecraft. And I just literally go through all of the different plushies. You know, if you don't want to have your face shown, you could do an AI voice, right? Look at these cute plushies in my Minecraft. This is an awesome mod, right? And you just do the TikTok voice. Could get like 100, 200k views. Yeah, done. And that's it. That's it. It basically all comes down to it has to look good. And if it looks visually appealing, bam. They do look awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. So, that's usually what it is. Pokemon bent out of shape about others' talents. I am bent. They're really nice. It happens. Listen, okay? We can't be good at everything. We can be good at anything, though. That's the point. So there you go. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. I have one more thing, and that is, of course, to remind you once again that on Sunday, we will have the Into Birthday stream starting April 27th, 6 p.m. CEST. Note that the birthday is on the 28th, so my birthday is on the 28th. We're going to stream into the birthday. We'll see what we'll do. Some moddings, probably some playing some games, maybe marbles on stream, or all sorts of other things. I think that during this whole thing, the Blanket Con also is happening, so we might actually check that out as well, because I think that is that happens, right? Oh, there's no more signups. Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, everyone can attend. Well, fair enough. So I could attend in theory. So we could maybe check it out. But we'll see. We'll see what we'll do. But definitely take a look at this date. And it's not only going to be on Twitch, it's also going to be on YouTube. And then we'll see. Birthday stream? What? No. It's not that. No. It's not going to be that. It definitely is not that. But yeah, that's sort of the idea. And with that, Thank you all for joining me for this Modding Monday. Obviously, next week, well, I mean, we're gonna, stream into my birthday, which is gonna be on a Monday. So there's not gonna be an official Modding Monday, let's say, but at least you get the Sunday stream, the birthday stream, which is pretty nice. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's Modding Monday. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, hopefully this was interesting, useful, entertaining to you. And as always, keep modding, have a great one, and see you next time. So